You're live.
Is all
Aha, it was the dashboard being stupid. It is live.
Is it?
Fantastic. Yeah, for some reason the dashboard didn't pick up that there was a stream happening. But, well, that was awful. What the hell is that thing? Is that the not Keeper of Secrets, the new one. The new giant Slaneshi thing, the mirror thingy?
The keeper of bags of copious amounts of cock.
I'll have you know that that is the Charybdis man.
It's a monster from the Others board game, incidentally, that game is spectacular because
I
assumed
it was going to be Slaneshi and guessed it was one of the Slanesh models I haven't seen. I was wrong.
You were so wrong.
Well, let me real quick throw this up on the Twitters here, because it's been a full hour delay and everyone is gone. So let me alert everyone that we are in fact live again. Why would you copy paste at the end of the tweet when my cursor is at the beginning of the tweet?
Because that's the way life is.
Such is life.
Man.
Such is life.
Que sera, sera. Whoever will pee.
That is not what that means.
Alright, I'm just gonna throw this up. I'm not putting effort into this tweet. It's gonna do what it does. Oh man, well I was supposed to be down for like 5 minutes. I ended up being down for actually well over a full hour now. Because everything is horrible and existence is just pain and misery. And also, right, bleeding. The new Twitter.
You don't have to tell that to a woman. We know.
Why is my mole bleeding? What is happening?
You need to go see a dermatologist if your mole is bleeding, dude.
That might be wise, actually.
I think I cut it earlier and didn't realize it, and there was a scab, and when I rubbed it, like just a minute ago, I must have pulled the scab off.
Hooray for literally everybody having weird medical issues. But the point is, we did it.
I'm fine.
We're here. Well, 3/5 of us are fine, I suppose. I guess it's really just me and Derp. Me and Derp, the ones you would expect to have constant problems, you know, having constant problems, doing as it do. But we are finally ready to continue this adventure into the Godsmouth Heresy, where last time, if you may recall, our buddy Tierm up here chased something through the darkness for what I'm pretty sure was actually several minutes in game. It was quite a glorious attempt to do battle for Gorham. You did manage to hit whatever it was exactly one time, and
technically twice.
You what?
Technically twice.
Strike.
I ran him over.
Well, you did over it on him. That's right. You ran him over once, knocked him prone, whapped him with your greatsword one time, did a pretty good amount of damage, but didn't end up any of you, by the powers of the rest of you combined, managing to hit him even once after that. So
I never got a chance.
Scuttled away in the darkness after stabbing Tierm back into unconsciousness for a second time, which is actually the first time I think that we've gotten into this situation with the 2E death system that I've been aping entirely since it showed up in the playtest. I believe this is actually the very first time we've had somebody in the instant death zone. And by that,
is that
what
like
I mean...
danger zone?
Kinda, yeah. It is a type of danger zone, yes. With what you currently have, which is 2 stacks of wounded on you. You have wounded 2. Debuffs, pretty much all debuffs in second edition have a number attached to them.
Me?
Well, no, you have wounded 1. Tierm has wounded 2. You only went down to the weird fiery rune thing in the library that one time. But with wounded 2, that means when you go down, you're going to get 2 added to your dying value immediately. Which means normally you'll be at wounded 3. 1 save away from dying. But if you go down to a critical hit, you start at dying 2. Which, by the power of the transitive property, means you'd be at dying 4. and just outright dead. So if anything crits you for 9 or more damage, you die instantly.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
As if that's gonna stop me from charging in.
We all know it's not. We're all fully aware that's going to have absolutely no power to stop you from just doing crazy Tyrim stuff. But we have explored a lot of these catacombs now. We went around, when we first came in and faced with 3 doors, we went left, and pretty much explored around the perimeter of this level of the ossuary that the Pharasman clerics have hired us to explore. Until you came to a room with a bunch of black curtains and only one other door that was sealed by something. There wasn't a physical lock or anything you could pick. There was a small impression on the crease in the stone slab, between the 2 stone slabs, but you didn't have anything to do with it. So we came back around, trying to figure out what else we could possibly do. And now this intersection we ended up at, after chasing an idiot through the darkness for like 3 minutes in game. This door on the left, you checked pretty recently, leads back to that stone library where the flying magical flamethrower lived. And
Not going back there.
yeah, both of these 2 doors, you guys opened the doors, remember what door it was and then what room it was, and shut it immediately last session. These 2 doors to the east both open up into those round reflective chambers. And further down the hall is the doorway where you had encountered the strange darkness creature thing. So you have options.
Still,
You never got a chance to actually look at that room where that creature was hiding.
You did
yeah,
not,
there were
so
still things over here to check out.
we could certainly go ahead. Yeah, arrange yourselves here, and I'll get to the dragon. I mean, I figure that's more or less what you're gonna do. The door is still wide open.
Oh, I'm gonna go collect my caltrops.
Yeah,
that
your
I-
caltrops are definitely all in a pile on the ground there, where you had
Yeah.
thrown them in the door, and he had cautiously stepped around them because he could see perfectly fine. But you
No, he
didn't.
stepped on him.
Wait,
did.
No,
You
he
can
did actually. No, he did get caltropped. That's why you chased him for so long, because he was at half speed. That's right. He totally did get stabbed in the feet.
I
But-
trapped him in a corner, hit him for 90% of his health, and he's like, "Oh shit, gotta run."
So, time to go. Oh, would you look at the time? It's time to go.
and we played the Benny Hill music for an hour.
More or less, we had the Pathfinder version of the Benny Hill music, which is this. I need to turn the music on for you guys. We have this is functionally the Kingmaker's version of it, but you didn't actually get an opportunity to see that room. You opened the door, immediately will plunge into darkness because he won initiative, and we're chasing him ever since.
That's fair. I mean, if there's a room with black curtains, I'd just like to point out we already left the lust room, so I'm really confused.
There can be multiple lustrons. There's only 7 sins, and there's way more than 7 rooms.
It's true.
I mean,
You
if I
should
was gonna
also-
double up on a sin, lust would definitely be the one.
You should also angle your camera slightly more up. Your head's like the top of your frame's like right here. There you go.
You just lean the monitor back.
But oh yeah, you have a laptop, so well whatever it is you do to re-angle it.
Good?
Goosed it.
Awesome.
So as you come back to this room to actually check it out for once, who's heading in?
I don't know, I can't
I know
see.
Maverick wants his caltrops back. You can't see anything?
Yeah, I gotta go here to go and pick my caltrops up.
Hold up. Are you not here?
I'm black. There we go, I'm back.
Oh, okay. It didn't pull you for some reason when I pulled down with everybody else. I was like, you should be, because I ain't messing with your token at all. Maverick goes in and starts collecting his caltrops off the ground. Tyrim heads into the room, just Tyrming, looking around to see if there's more things for him to fight, because, I mean,
I'm
you're a
the
cleric
light
of
source.
Gorham. Also, the worst case scenario for you is you die gloriously in battle, and Gorham's really happy about that. So,
Exactly.
this room next to this little religious, this tiny chapel where you fought the strange flapping head, is also decorated with religious carvings all around the walls of the room. It seems to be less rigid humanoid figures and more impressions of souls leaving bodies, moving to various places, being sorted through some kind of judgment. In the northwest corner of the room, there is a stone pedestal with a bowl-shaped depression on the top of it, and the room is lined with an assortment of wooden cabinets and drawers.
Let's check it out.
Detect magic on the globe.
Piling on top of each other. To touch
Hey,
the
look, there's
thing.
a thing to touch.
I'm
And
not
then
touching
explodes.
it. I'm not touching it. I'm just using detect
Yeah.
magic.
Everyone else is getting very close. So you move in first, shooing your party back while you try to figure out if there's anything going on with this.
Don't touch it. Don't even look at it.
Any magical auras of any sorts. And as you put your detection on this little pedestal, you don't detect anything whatsoever. However, through some of the cabinets and drawers around the room, you detect a few minor auras.
Is there anything here that looks like it could be of like magical significance?
I'm just going through the cabinets.
Going through the cabinets with a 24 on Knowledge Arcana, you looking around the room, it looks like it definitely has some kind of religious significance, but nothing as far as magic that you're aware. But digging through the cabinets here...
What about a 22 on religion?
We'll give you that in a second. Dick, slow down, party! Stop fucking throwing dice! Dick, looking around the room, you would know something. But looking through the room, looking through the cabinets, Maverick, without any kind of a perception check, with Rena's just detection, you would find a few things. A set of black priestly vestments that are most certainly magical.
Ooh.
And emanate a faint aura of abjuration. And 2 scrolls. There are also a huge assortment of other religious texts and accoutrements throughout the cabinets and the drawers, but none of the rest of them seem like they would be magical or terribly useful to you. Otherwise, you found a few other things that may be more directly interesting. An engraved ivory bracelet that looks somewhat valuable, 3 pearls, and a small assortment of coins totaling 27 gold and 32 silver. Now, Dick, if you need your opinion of that so you can write it down, that's fine. Dick, as you look...
I'm totally putting it on.
There's no necklace, they're just loose pearls.
Oh.
But looking around the room here at the carvings and these, the rest of these vestments in the wardrobe with the magical one, there are still other non-magical vestments in here. You would recognize that this is a room of Pharasman worship, something much more modern than the Thessalonian religions and some of the other chambers. And with all this art and inscriptions around the walls depicts Pharasma judging souls and sorting them into their afterlife.
It's interesting that here, near the middle of the keep, we're finding things that are newer, whereas on the outside, we were finding things that are older. Doesn't it usually work the other way?
Well, it's just a different branch of it. I'm not sure how they decided to go sort it out.
It could possibly just have been an extension.
So does anybody have either the Read Magic cantrip for the scrolls or Spellcraft for the vestments?
I mean, I got spellcraft.
I got a 14 on spellcraft.
Dick, looking this over, spellcraft and artifacts like this are not your area of expertise, and unfortunately, neither are they arenas. It certainly has some sort of abjuration aura on it. There's nothing stopping you from putting on and seeing what happens, but the two of you are unable to determine what it could possibly do.
I mean, I'm a sucker, and I don't actually believe in God anyway, so I'll happily put these on.
So you put on the vestments. They're light enough to go over the top of your armor, mostly trailed behind you. And,
Do I look dashing?
well, I guess that depends on your opinion, I suppose. Do you find nuns dashing?
It depends on what kind of movie we're in and how dressed they are.
Putting them on, you definitely feel some amount of magic in the vestments fortifying you. You just feel protected. But you can't divine any further than that.
Like a magical religious condom?
You feel like warm and safe and cozy?
It's
Well, I'm not
magic-
taking them
it's
off. I
Mormon
feel
magic
awesome.
underwear.
Magic.
But it goes on the top, though.
Well, these are, they make me feel nice, so I'm gonna keep them.
All right, you never argue with woman.
Fair enough.
If you're going to keep them on,
Yes.
go ahead and add a +1 resistance bonus to each of your saving throws. They function as a cloak of resistance +1.
Ooh, nice, nice.
I will take it.
Now, does anybody have read magic for the scrolls, or do none of you have the ability to decipher a scroll?
Nope.
Read magic is even read.
I got
magic
nothing.
Uh,
thing? I've never seen that before.
It's a cantrip.
use magic.
You don't have
device.
cantrips.
Yeah, I don't have cantrips.
You can attempt to do it with a spellcraft check, but it's pretty hard. Read magic just does it automatically, but you can certainly try to roll spellcraft on these scrolls. They look like they contain the same spell. You're just not sure what it is exactly. Yeah, magic is not written in a language. It's written in runes and sigils. Complicated magical instructions. And yeah, with an 11, you've got no idea. You're like, yeah, it's magic, but seems divine. Not your wheelhouse.
Hey, that's pretty good.
You can't use it without knowing what it is first. You need spellcraft, not use magic device.
How much is it worth? Oh,
The scroll, you have no
Nicholas.
idea. You don't know what it is.
not the paper it's printed on. Clearly.
At
Right.
least, well, you can suss out it's worth at least the paper it's on.
So I think we should take these and figure them out later.
That seems legit. To the stash with it.
For the stash. But still, that cloak will certainly help Arena with any sort of...
So what does this this pedestal over here look like?
It almost looks like a bird fountain, but shallower.
Kind of like a baptism bowl or something? Or
It's not deep enough to do that, but something like that.
you could use it to dump
Is-
really small babies.
Is there currently water in it?
No.
You know what I'm about to do.
Piss in it?
Water.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
How is your
Well,
first?
I mean, those were the same answer, just in different methods, to be fair.
I mean,
Uh,
I was worried for a minute, and I was gonna turn around to save my modesty.
With with create water or from like a water skin?
Create water.
Oh, you have create water, okay. So the quick cantrip, tier
You don't
miss,
need a water skin when you can
Yeah.
just dump a gallon on your head.
going to conjure out approximately a gallon of water, which is way too much for this basin to hold. So it is going to fill up and overflow and just kind of spill probably more than half of it onto the floor,
Ow.
forming a
I
puddle
wanna get
around the fountain. But nothing else immediately seems to happen.
Before you do that, give a girl some warning.
I'm gonna create another gallon over towards the door.
Why? Stop!
While the kids are in a water fight, I'm gonna see if I can go and see if the basin activates at all, or if there's any kind of notation in the carvings around the walls that might indicate how this gets used.
Nothing really. It doesn't seem to have any special usability that you can determine. It seems to be made of solid stone.
Magical.
It's non-magical. There's no mechanical features you can find, other than there's water in it now, and also on the floor. But
So what about this door over here?
there is another door right here that continues through on the eastern side of the room.
Is it locked?
Are you gonna try to open it?
Yeah.
Then let me find this door. I wish there was any it would be barred from this side.
Oh,
So the answer is technically locked.
So kind of, but you can just remove the bar.
I'm just gonna remove the bar because that just seems silly.
All right, well, if you remove the bar, then no, it's not locked. It absolutely will swing inward and reveal yet another room. Another small chamber about equal in size to this one. And again, the carvings continue this theme of judgment in the afterlife. It's very clearly stylized after Pharasman worship. But the north wall boasts a wide table, taking up nearly the entirety of those top 3 squares and running the length of the wall, draped with a heavy black cloth. There is a single candle in the a candlestick rather, with 2 candles in the southwest corner that is still lit. It is burning.
what? How tall are those candles?
Pretty standard, maybe 5-6 inches.
So these candles look like they were like literally lit like maybe 2 minutes ago.
Well, would have had to be within the last couple of hours at least, but probably fairly recent. Like, they're burning low, but they are still burning.
Huh.
Okay. Interesting. Are there any other doors in this room?
There is one here to the southeast, but as you enter and look around to get your bearings, you hear a voice emanate from underneath the table. Ah, travelers.
What?
Seeking information? Knowledge? You have found the one who can draw back the veil of mystery that cloaks the Godsmouth ossuary and reveal the secret. Yes?
It kind of takes away some of your gravitas, man. Next time, like, sit on top of the table.
Silence! It is
Did I
you.
smash it?
The table?
I said, should I? Like,
Oh, I
talking
thought you
to
said
people.
could I. Like, absolutely
Oh,
can. You
No,
like as a
don't
cloth draped
smash
over
him.
it, but
He's just talking.
He's hiding, is what he's doing.
No, he's lurking.
He's lurking. He's being mysterious. It's part of his. It's part of his charm.
fools! Silence. I do not know if your minds are worthy of the knowledge I possess.
I'm
And I
super
come
worthy.
over and move the table.
I'm like the most worthy ever.
You're gonna move the table? You moved away from the table. The table's up here on the north side.
Oh, I thought we were doing the thing in the corner. That's the candle.
No,
yeah,
that's
so
a
I'm
candlestick.
just gonna
The
come over
table
here
is the
and
table.
move the table.
You have
So-
no choice. Deke, under the table.
You come up to the top of the room and just flip the table. And underneath of it, with a hiss, is a tiny, strange little snake creature.
Oh, he's cute!
The thing is gray and has the head almost of, well, a full goblin, but
Huh.
it's very upset that you flipped its table.
Hi, buddy.
Oh. Hey. Hey there.
What you doing?
It's
But
a
she-
snoblin.
Just kind of looks back and forth. Not positive how to handle this interaction at this point.
Is it
I'm
petable?
sorry. Do you want your table back? We
We
can
could put
the
it
table
back. Like, if it makes you feel better. Like, we don't want to, like, ruin your day.
It's kind of blinks twice, looking very confused and sort of disturbed.
No, like, don't be disturbed. It's okay. Here, help me move the table back.
I'm gonna write
I'm-
the table.
Set the table back up.
I feel bad for
Yeah,
it.
like, seriously, like,
You
it's
set the
so
table
much
back
better.
up.
He just has anxiety.
It's okay.
You set the table back up. She doesn't stop you. She just sits there. You put the table back over the top of her. There's just silence for underneath it for a moment.
Feel better?
All right, I'm going to leave you two here with this, and I'm going to go back into this other room and just kind of
Sulk.
taking 20, looking around, trying to waste as much time as possible
you look
while they
around.
deal with the snake.
Well, trespassers.
Travelers.
I am the gatekeeper between the levels of the ossuary. If you wish to proceed further, you must pay the toll.
You want, like, a treat?
Gold, fools. 5 per head who wish to intrude further in this domain.
I suppose it's only fair. We did tip your table over after all.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
table is irrelevant!
Man,
From the other room,
And-
I'm gonna say
mentioning the table.
we're not going farther. We're
She
going
just-
back.
Slithers out from underneath the table here. Well, then perhaps it is knowledge you seek. I, Yirix, mystic, know much of this domain.
Knowledge is always good. I like knowledge. Going to other levels seems like not a great idea. We really are only on this level.
This door ahead to the beyond is trapped. I possess the knowledge to bypass it, should you wish. Otherwise, I can enlighten those who traveled so callously through the ossuary. We'll answer
You're
your
using a lot of F
questions.
words.
Lots of words have S's in them. Focus.
So, what knowledge can you tell us? Can you tell us about what's been going on in here to cause the Pharasman clergy such distress?
Ah, members of the faith, or at least they're mercenaries. I know much. One of your kind has passed here, and for 5 gold, I will relay what I know.
I'll give him 5 gold.
What are you gonna spend?
What?
money on?
5 gold? Whoa.
Hold on.
No, look, he's so cute. I'll give him 5 gold. Just back off.
Okay, you
If
can
wanna
do.
give him,
you
if you want to give him
I can
5
argue
gold
with
off your sheet. I don't know whose sheet the gold from the previous room went on to, but if you want to give Urix 5 gold from your sheet, you can.
Yeah, that's fine.
She doesn't have hands, but
Welcome,
I have the
Squidwing,
gold right now in
to
the
the
party's
Squidding
tax
Pool.
shelter.
I shot nothing never. 19
Hey,
months.
chat. How's the
Thank you for the
adventuring
continued
going?
support, my friend. You can just kind of place him, just kind of motions towards the table, and you can just put him on the table.
I'll just put the money on the table.
This is a valuable truth, worth more than most. One of your kind, the Longshanks, has passed beyond the great pit with his undead followers. Perhaps it is him you seek.
Perhaps. Can you tell us more about him?
For a price, I can relay all that I have seen. My divinations are widespread and wondrous. None pass this domain without my knowledge. 1 more gold piece.
At
Well.
this point, I will have moved on to looking at the
Tim
piece.
is like-
Very, very, very focused, trying
Yes.
to ignore everything happening in the other room. I'm just staring at Pews.
Well,
Yeah,
we've got one. We can go ahead and give you an extra gold piece.
All right,
A contribution in the little box.
Yep.
so we put 1 more gold on top of the table.
Yeah.
And
Technically, you can't see that it's a gold piece. I could probably put a silver there, but
you
Don't
can
be
absolutely make like a sleight of hand and just put anything on that table. You can't see the top of the table. It's just like 3 feet long. Like,
Don't mess around with short things. He's adorable, and you should just give him a gold piece.
the man did not look as one of the cloth, though he possessed knowledge of his own, draped in vials and bottles of his foul concoctions and science. He led an army of his skeletal followers and a troop of the meteor undead, led by one of their own.
So he's a
like
necromancer?
led by another zombie.
Another gold piece.
Hey, you guys started it. I feel like you guys should pay for the rest. I mean, you guys really are all
This
about this.
knowledge I have divined is valuable, and I know this well.
Sure, I'll put another gold piece on there. Although he's running out of goodwill for me flipping his table.
One of the zombies, if you call them that, in his number, a woman graying brown hair, seems to keep her wits and leads a portion of his undead. They have all traveled as one beyond the great pit.
Okay.
Surely you wish to know more of the pit or this direction or your own journeys throughout this ossuary?
Perhaps so. If there's such a large army of these undead and we're here to go and try to take care of them, we may need help. Are there useful items or weapons hidden about the area that we could, hidden about the ossuary that we could turn against these interlopers?
Another gold piece.
Sure.
Oh, you put another.
Yeah, I'm just stacking it on there.
It's
This isn't bad.
on a table
Honestly,
here.
he's like an information slot machine. It's alright.
These Pharasmans, the ones who came before even, stored much of value and knowledge in these halls. down from whence you came, to the west, and she kind of motions with her entire body because she doesn't have hands, towards the door you came through, leads to a library of stone and runes, where much of their knowledge, wisdom, and magics were kept. Beyond that, another gold.
Tink, let's toss it on there.
You flip the gold on top of the table, and the snake seems more than amused to, or more than content to continue enlightening you. This door to the south leads even further into the ossuary proper, and for the toll, if I unlock its magical warding and traps, there is much that lays on the levels below.
The lever below is where the other Longshanks and the army of zombies went, correct? That's what you're referring to?
This one is more of a clarification, so I'll do it for a silver.
No. We have to clarify because you didn't give us our money's worth when we asked the first time.
It is not my concern that my wisdom is beyond your simple minds. Another coin.
All right, I'll toss the silver.
All right,
You literally just flip a silver on the table. You're never going over there anymore.
No, he asked for a silver, so that's what I gave him.
Yeah. The Great Pit winds around to the north, down this hall as it turns right and right once more, yes, through a door, the pit that descends through the depths below into the ruins far beyond those you Longshanks have frequented. No, he took his troops even further down the halls. I know more of the locations beyond for another gold.
I feel like you're saying a lot of words, and I feel like what I'm getting is not as much as you think I'm getting. I'm not
share.
I feel like you should just come with us.
This journey is not mine, no. There are others who will seek my wisdom here.
No. I mean, I think you're a really cool traveling companion. I've got this backpack. You're kind of small. You should come with us. You can poke your head out and give us knowledge.
Kind of, it's back and forth. I have no quarrel with this man and his undead, and my true domain lies below. I've no real desire to proceed further.
Yeah, I know that, but, I think you should come with us. Here.
Make me like a diplomacy check, question mark.
Charm? Would it be charm or diplomacy?
That's the same. Well, that's 24. All right. Just kind of looks at you. Extends up real long to look at the pile of money up on the table.
I mean, there's more where that came from.
Goes back down. For 30 gold pieces, I shall be your guide. It is a safe choice, to be sure. Only I know how to proceed through these halls unmolested.
Sounds like a great deal. I'm gonna put him in my bag.
Well, we'll give you. We should give him half now and half when we're done. That
Sounds
way,
like a plan.
Yes.
Put it on the table. I cannot carry it myself.
Of course. Onto the table with it. All right. So
She gets up real tall and kind of looks. She's putting out a bunch of more coins on the table, and so it's counting through them individually, and her eyes kind of get a little wider. It's all right, this much is fair. She slithers down. I will be your guide, but
great.
I'm letting him in my bag.
I am not riding in the bag.
Oh.
Come on, it'll be great. There's a little blanket in there.
Oh, leave him alone.
Then she kind of looks in the bag while you're holding it open. All right, actually, I will climb in this bag. This bag suits me.
There Very
So-
cozy.
You now have Euryx in your bag.
That's amazing.
Excellent.
This weird little goblin snake now is just kind of poking its head out, watching over your shoulder as you're
That's amazing.
going around doing whatever it is you do.
That was my main goal in this whole thing, was to make this exact moment happen.
Well, Euryx is coming.
Oh, this is glorious. All right. Well, if there was magical knowledge stored in the stone library,
Yeah,
we
let's
should
go
probably
find
go
it.
poke around in there.
I am more than capable of divining the secrets held within, but these halls are traveled by dangerous sorts. You will need to protect me.
Oh, don't worry, we got your back.
We'll
I am
keep
not
you-
leaving the bag.
No, you're not leaving the bag. You're good. You're gonna see
Okay.
right in the bag.
So, at this point, are you all heading back out to
Yes.
where Tim is just hanging his head on the stone, counting tiles, drawing on the ground the tip of his greatsword? Not sure exactly what it is he's doing. Give me a brief moment around the bathroom one more time, real quick. It might happen a few more times. It's unfortunate, but it'll be quick. I just gotta be.
No worries.
It does look very cozy in that bag.
Like, honestly, like, this was my wildest, most amazing dream. Like, the second I saw him, I'm like, he's going in the bag.
I must claim him for our mascot.
Like, he will be the mascot of our team, and he will follow us around and give us dire portents. It will be fabulous. He'll be like our little awesome ray of sunshine.
I wonder how she lit the candle.
Huh?
I wonder how she lit the candle.
Maybe another group of poor adventurers came in and did it.
Within a couple hours?
I don't know. Those
Maybe we
people
can
were
ask.
stuck in that closet for a fair
Okay.
few hours.
Told you it would be quick. We're good.
Less
So-
than an hour.
Less than an hour, much shorter than the previous visit. All right.
All right, so
Did any of you guys have knowledge dungeoneering by chance?
Oh yeah, I have that.
Go ahead and roll me that real quick on this Euryx, because it is a. That's
Woo! I got a 10.
I got
Uh,
a 21.
Deke got a 21. And looking at this thing, you like this Euryx now, because you weren't in the room before. You were staying outside.
Peeking
through
through
the
I was
doorway,
leaning
peeking.
very
And now that he's
confidently
just,
on the
now
doorway.
that she is just hanging in the backpack here, coming out on an adventure, you at least recognize a goblin snake and what this creature is, and you also get 3 questions about it if you want to know more about Euryx.
Is it actually a diviner?
Absolutely not. No magical abilities whatsoever.
Okay.
What is it like to eat? If we're gonna feed this thing, I need to know what to feed it.
Well, you I did that.
Okay. Okay. Well,
How do you look at
Actually,
you? You're
my other
reconsidering.
questions actually.
We need to know what to feed him. Ask what he likes to eat.
Well, this isn't
Okay.
asking. This is like things that Dick knows about goblin snakes from that knowledge check. The question is more like, rather than me listing off what Dick knows, you're telling me what he would, asking what he would know about a goblin snake.
That's fair.
So you
Would,
get.
would I know whether they were like commonly found in like dungeons, whether they like, or were if they only?
They are not horribly uncommon creatures. Much like goblins, they are pretty frequent in underground caves or abandoned ruins like this, or just crawling around in swamps.
Okay.
They're not a terribly rare sort of creature.
I guess the last one. Would I know what goblin snakes ate?
Literally anything. Goblin snakes, much like goblins, are absolute trash compactors. They will eat literal rotted garbage. They will eat anything that is not like stone or metal. And you would also know that this little, maybe... It's like it's decently big. It's like a python. It's not a garter snake. It's large-ish. It's probably 10, 12 pounds. Probably eats about its body weight in food daily.
Okay. Daily.
Also,
wow.
like goblins.
That's a lot. Okay.
All right. So now that everyone has left the room, I'm gonna go on ahead, and on my way past the pew, I'm gonna smash it for 12 damage.
He's just gonna blow a pew in the pew or the pulpit.
The pulpit.
You're just gonna
Just gonna
just
out of
destroy the
frustration from
pulpit.
having to wait.
Just obliterate it with a great sword you wave by. You hew it clean in half.
You have some anger issues, man.
Absolutely.
So, Rita, what is in your bag with this snake?
Anything edible?
Let's see.
You appear to have 7 trail rations, a coil of rope, some paper.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Good thing he's not on mine.
We'll see what's still left in there after he's done making a nest of him for himself.
So you all continuing down back towards the stone library.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
said
mean,
there was magical treasure there, with his powerful divination senses. that
Which
he totally
only
had.
Dick knows that he doesn't have at all. Dick knows that's bullshit. No one else does.
I'm gonna stand out here while you guys walk in. Yeah, keep watch. I'm gonna keep watch, you guys.
All right,
I
thanks.
wasn't even listening for that part.
You already have our back.
Yeah, so as you approach the door, Eric slithers out of the bag here, and I guess I'll just go ahead and give this little name so you can just see the little nameplate. Eric slithers out of your bag. Yes, this is the door. Inside are knowledge, magic, riches, rare found in these depths.
Gonna go on ahead and open up the door.
Yeah, let's open
And
it.
so
Yeah.
you once again open the door just back into this library with the shattered rune on the ground that once shot a whole lot of fire in your general direction. And as she slithers in, she starts looking and poking around the various piles of stone tablets in the cubbies around the edges of the room that, again, are absolutely written in a positive language that none of you know because it has been dead for a very long time. And as she looks around and digs a few times, yes, these are useful manuals, guides, ancient esoteric magics, and secrets of alchemy.
Hey, Deke, sounds right up your alley.
Yeah,
Dick,
I don't actually read that
Notably,
language.
not in the room.
Okay.
Now in the room.
I don't read that language. I mean, it could have like all the alchemy in the world, but you know.
well, how heavy are they?
These slabs are 5 pounds each. They are like the fucking
Well,
10
I have a bunch of
commandments.
paper. Can I just make like
Rubbings.
rubbings of them?
yeah, do you have something to make a rubbing with?
Yeah.
Absolutely then.
Yeah. I'll just make rubbings of them, a bunch of them, just to see what they are.
Fair enough. And she pokes her head in. There are many in this relinquery of knowledge here. For a gold, I can identify the most valuable.
Well, that's all you. I'll go ahead and check around this side
And she's
over here
also going down, just kind of.
and just see if I
slithering around
can find
looking at
anything
stuff.
else that's not just stone tablets.
All right, maybe you will make me a perception check,
Let's see.
because there are dozens, if not literally hundreds, of these tablets in the cubbies around the room. So I mean, like, there are way more than you have the paper or the time to copy. With a
Right.
16, as you look around the room, nothing of the actual tablets in the cubbies stands out to you, but of all the glyphs and magical writing on the wall, you do definitely see one rune that stands out from the rest. That is a different, it's its own unique thing, and it's kind of isolated and a dull, almost glowing a dull, barely noticeable green.
Huh.
And that would be right over here, down to the south of you.
take a look at it. Can I do a more thorough search of the area?
Yeah, looking up closely, you can see that the glyph definitely detaches from the wall.
Huh. I'll take it. Is there a trap on it?
Yeah, with that 16 perception, 17 for traps, you don't see anything. It just looks like the very edges of the glyph itself are a thin seam, and the whole thing can be pulled out.
Huh. All right, I'll pull it out.
Wait, just give me another fire thing.
I don't think so. It's a different color.
Doesn't know, he says. Well, it's in his hands. We'll find out. But looking at it, yeah, looking at it, it's a thin, about half-inch thick stone slab with this rune on the front. And make me a wisdom check. Just do 20 plus your wisdom, mod. Pretty good. It is exactly the same shape as the impression on the door in the black curtain room.
Oh, wow. I think this is the key to the curtain room door. What the heck is it doing all the way over here, though?
Dirix kind of slithers over. Yes! This key unlocks secrets further within the ossuary. Its connection to the sigils is apparent.
Huh.
See, I have a knowledge snake.
Well, if there's things hidden everywhere, should we start looking more carefully?
Probably.
Well, plus now that we have Urix the Wise guiding us, I'm sure it'll be a much easier at this point.
Nozzle Snakehead. The ossuary holds so many secrets. But for a price, I will uncover them all.
Let's take him with us. Let's go.
Man, he's really useful.
I love this guy.
You're the best, Urix.
And she just slithers back around. So, do you need identification of the useful tablets? This gold will be paid back to you 1,000-fold with the secrets they will teach you.
Hey, Deep, that sounds really useful, but you're the alchemy person. I'll leave that up to you.
Well, I don't want to waste
slithers
too much time
over up the dick and looks up at you.
I do. We are kind of on a time limit here, as I do have mutagen on right now.
The secrets of time itself, mortality, unraveled by these ancient formulae, should you be wise enough to understand their meanings.
Yeah, I'm sure I have. I mean, if it's a time thing, I'm sure I have time for that later. So, anything else in here that we should know about?
No, I think we're good.
I'm gonna go on ahead and sense motive the snake because it's starting to get on my nerves.
Okay, we'll give you a sense motive.
So known as looking for an excuse.
As an 18. Literally everything the snake is saying is bullshit. It is talking entirely out of its own ass. You're pretty sure it can't read these tablets at all.
Please don't tell us.
But you know what? You pick up on that.
All right, so I'm gonna come over here, and I'm just gonna start ushering Dick and Maverick out of the room.
And as you push them out, wait! The bag puts me in the bag.
Yeah, I'll put him back in the bag.
And then Urix will crawl back into Rena's backpack.
You knew exactly what I was gonna do. Oh, I was absolutely just gonna close the door and just leave it there.
Hey.
I couldn't open it. It doesn't have hands. It's tiny. So, are we continuing onward, friends?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright.
Your int 10 oracle thinks that this is a fine idea.
Oh, we should go into. You
You're-
want to go up to the door with the statue outside it?
Yes.
That would be below us.
No.
Here.
There was
The
there was
glyph.
another one to the north of us.
Yeah, you said the statue, not the glyph.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
And Urix pokes your head out of the sack. This glyphed door are the secrets unlocked by your key.
Urix, I will put you in that room and close the door.
Do not let him touch me.
I'll just kind of pat his head and just stay in the bag. It's okay.
Yes.
We're gonna go toward the glyph door.
So the door was right up the hallway here. It was this doorway, which again has this the Sahedron symbol, which Dick had identified. It's not. This isn't the shape of the symbol. The shape of the symbol in the black curtain room, like the impression in between those two doors. The symbol
door
you
was
have looks
open.
absolutely nothing like this.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But Urix pokes her head out of the bag. This is one of the ossuary's more tighter kept secrets. But with that rune and my knowledge, it too can be unlocked.
This rune? It doesn't look like it fits here, though.
And she kind of slithers up out of the bag. It is a complicated mechanism, but one for coin I can attempt to guide you through, as I cannot hold the rune to perform it myself.
Well, Yurix, you've never led us wrong yet, so I fully trust you.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, another one of the gold pieces in your bag is mine. I cannot hold them, but we will put it on the table when you return me.
Yes.
Go ahead and hold it in escrow.
Alright, approach this door, elf.
Yeah.
As you come up, she looks up and starts looking over this symbol here on the door. Looking over it and then thinking, processing. Let me see the rune you hold.
I'll hold it out so she can inspect it with her wise goblin snake eyes.
She looks down at it and looks back up at the symbol and looks down at it, looks back up at the symbol and looks down at it again. Yes. Yes.
I look at the snake with absolute trust.
While this is happening, I'm going to start heading back towards the entrance where the statue that has the face of this is.
Okay.
Might
Yes.
figure it out before we do, or before Yurix does.
I am starting to understand the magics locked by this sigil in this room. So this
Not
is a
unexpectedly.
complicated procedure. The magic and the elements connecting this rune with the rest are difficult to divine. But
Truly, you are wise and powerful.
I can guide us. First, take that rune. Hold it against the symbol at the top of this star, as they are both green.
That sounds amazing.
Yes.
She
Let's do
watches.
it.
Let's do
You just
it.
kind of hold it up and hold it there for a moment. She's like- And then rotate it slowly clockwise. Invert its position.
Okay, whatever you say.
You're gonna tilt her head a bit, like she's looking up, trying to get an angle. You, the clerical sort, hold me up.
Yeah.
I can't see properly.
I'm holding him up.
As you
Are
hold
you
up
sure?
Yurik's closest thing, and Yurik's kind of leans out. The magics on here, tenebrous, powerful. I do not know if I will be able to instruct you accurately enough to unlock their secrets. Slide the rune down to the leftmost bottom rune. That one is also kind of green.
At this point, I'm going to be taking 20 to mess with the statue.
And you can see in a second as you get to this, you just walk off. And you slide down there. Now, once again, rotate the rune back counterclockwise to its upright position and slide it over to the slightly darker green rune to the right. And you...
I guess even this is too much for Maverick. He's gonna try to sense motive him at this point.
When 17 year old Santos thing has absolutely no idea what she's doing. She's-
Why? Why are you breaking his knowledge?
I think you may have gotten turned around down here. It seems like you're
No, your movements are imprecise, clumsy. This rune, its spellcrafts are intricate. Let the cleric or the alchemist do it, one who understands the complexities of this magic.
Right.
Here, put me down.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to check the statue that was up at the front because I remember it had a similar rune face to this. I'll go ahead and I'll leave this here with you and see if you can...
I have not witnessed this statue. Perhaps the ritual begins there. It is not the motions that are flawed, but the point of their origin.
Of course, we will go to the statue first.
But try this one more time, but start with the rune facing the wall. Flip it over.
Okay.
But do the same thing. Turn it.
Oh, that's going.
Dick, there's no light, Maverick, so yeah, the hallway to your south is complete blackness. Are you just gonna wander off into the dark?
Let me see if I have a light source on me.
Did you bring torches, rogue?
Oh, I have a hooded lantern.
Hooded lantern will do. All right, you're able to light this up, and we'll go ahead and get down to the bottom sort Rena, are you also sensing the motive of your snake friend now?
Yeah.
All right, let me roll another bluff real quick. She is wise. Her knowledge may be incomprehensible to you, but certainly there is something here that she understands. You do not. She definitely did not 20 a bluff check. She just understands.
I suspected all along that my other colleagues were just they don't understand you, but I do. It's okay. We're gonna figure this one out.
Yes, I have a new theory of this rune. You see, these runes are already green, and I misinterpreted their magics. This green must be applied to the companion accompanying runes as well. Start there, bring it around, but avoid the green one, the slightly less green one, and the mildly darker green one.
So, Term, I'm beginning to think that our snake friend is full of shit.
So as you approach,
Absolutely.
let me go ahead and cut here because Tim has been doing. Well, Tim's already come down here to mess with this statue. By the time you approach, he will already have messed with this statue.
At this point, I will have climbed halfway up the statue. I'm now examining the face.
Well,
very
as
carefully.
soon as you spend some time looking it over, and it's not much taller than you. The ceilings are only like 10 feet high here.
Yeah, but I want to get up and like.
But
face
as
to face
you
with it.
had started investigating it, and you had touched the statue for the first time, you would have felt a power discharge out of it and ripple through your body. And you need to make me a fortitude save. With a 12, you would have felt a wave of exhaustion as if your energy was being sapped out into this statue. And you pull back immediately. Tired, kind of winded, almost numb, but with nothing severe enough to be a mechanical penalty. And as you were trying to look over it without touching it further, I would imagine, unless your immediate response to that is to keep touching the statue.
Just coital. He needs a cigarette.
Maverick would arrive.
All right. I'm going to look over at the approaching Maverick.
So
And
our
I'm-
snake friend might be full of shit.
I think
Literally
The
everybody
snake.
in the party but Rena has bought that, but Rena believes it utterly.
I think the snake needs to come and examine the statue. I think we need to give the snake contact with this statue.
Oh, you think? You think the snake might be able to actually figure this out? He didn't even remember the statue was here.
No, trust me, I think it's a good idea.
All right. Well, if you say so.
So we're gonna go back and ask them to come with us to examine the statue in the front.
All right, I will bring you guys back up here. And as you approach from
Did we figure
the
it out?
southern hallway, you would have had no headway making any progress on a statue, and Urix would be continuing to blame your clumsy and inarticulate movements, your lack of precision, and her inability perhaps to give you the precise directions that your simple mind would need.
It is
Eric's,
true.
come
Snake
and
turns.
look at the statue, please.
I will unlock the secrets of this statue for you as well. Place me in this sack. We will continue.
Okay. In the sack we go.
So back into the sack goes Urix, and I will just bring the group of you as one cohesive unit down back to the statue room. Bring us all here. And Urix would slither out of the bag once again. Ah, yes. Of course, these sigils match the face of this woman, an iconic figure whose storied history may provide valuable insight into our journeys below.
What do I need to do to throw the snake at the statue?
Well, you would need to grapple the snake first. It would be step one, which would definitely be initiative because the snake is not going to let you grab it.
Can I pick up the snake, like not aggressively?
No, the snake is not going to let you touch her.
Okay, yeah.
Snake suspects you.
Snake
Try
is
to-
not like you anymore. Yes. Hold the rune upright in one hand. touch it to the face of this statue as we did.
Upon hearing that, I'm gonna go on ahead and roll initiative.
Okay, let's just grab the snake. So, I guess, go ahead and everybody roll me some initiative here.
Oh boy.
I'll get out the Idiot Fiesta music for the Idiot Fiesta that is sure to take place here. This is the thing that we're doing now.
Yep.
Alright, I need Rena, I need yours as well. If you're not gonna fight the snake, it's still on the table.
Oh, she did, but I don't think she
Oh,
did.
you didn't have your token selected. That's I can add it in. Oh, you got
I got a 16.
13/16. Here, let me add you, and then you can put it in. There you go. And I have to add the snake idiot manually. And all right.
Come on, Yurix, roll max.
Well. Oh, that was yours, sorry.
I thought it was a 0 for a second.
No, I had to add it in manually and then put the initiative value in because I don't have an auto roller for it. All right, so Yurix is not quite fast enough, as she's distracted by giving her stories to stop Tyrim, but Maverick and Rena, in that order, would both see Tyrim reaching down to grab this tiny angry snake. Well, soon to be angry snake. Should he grab it? Not angry yet.
So Maverick's probably a little blindsided by this. He's not really expecting Tyrim to go for it, to go and actually like just grab Yurix. But I'm like, so I was like, so you think Yurix maybe you should, Tyrim? And that's probably about as far as he gets.
All right, Rena, you'd see Tyrim reaching for Yurix.
Hey, what are you doing with our friend?
Tim?
Hey, what?
It's just verbal protest.
Yeah, both of you are just like, "Yeah, what? Stop. Tim?
I'm just going to pick up the snake.
With a 17, you are absolutely going to pick up the snake. And Yurix would yell out, "Wait! Stop! What is the meaning of this?" And
We're
start
examining the statue.
hissing angrily. So you are now grappling the snake. You did it one-handed, right? So it's a 13? Or did you put your greatsword? Oh, your greatsword sheathes. You don't even have your greatsword out, do you?
No.
Okay, now you're good. All right, so you're holding the snake. She's big enough. You gotta kind of hold her in two hands. It's just pretty.
If I one-handed the snake, that would have been a -3.
4, but yeah.
4, yeah.
So, in response, seemingly very upset and off-put, she is going to belch. A horrible, roaring belch with a stench so vile you can actually see the air around her start to turn a little bit green. Everybody make me a fortitude save.
Ah, damn it. Oh, God.
Well, Dick, you are an alchemist and you are exposed to foul smells fairly regularly. Everybody else, the smell is so overwhelmingly disgusting that you are sickened.
Oh,
Taking a
God.
-2 to most things realistically. As she continues to writhe and hiss, "Cleric protects me! He has lost his spine! Slay him!"
Meanwhile, the cleric is retching her guts.
Both of you are just like, oh, Dick.
I'm going to 5-foot step this way. While rapt attention, I am just rapt attention at how this snake has just bluffed past all of these people by talking. So he's just enraptured by this snake and
Yeah,
how cool
he's impressed. All right, Maverick, you're sickened. On your character sheet, under conditions, you can hit sickened, and it'll auto-calculate everything that you need to worry about for you. But functionally, it's a -2 to everything.
All right, that's lovely.
You're so disgusted, it's difficult for you to focus and compose yourself. It's one step below literally vomiting and you can't take standard actions. It's one step below that.
Jesus. Oh, God. Get me away from this thing.
She's just like, oh. I can't. He just moves down the hall. Is that all you want to do?
Oh fuck! What the hell? What is wrong with you two?
Rena?
Ah! Why did you have to upset him? Now he's cursed us forever!
Tim, roll to maintain the grapple. You get a +5, but a -2, of course, gives you second.
So 13, 11.
Well, +5 is, wait, the second auto calculates if you put it on your sheet.
Oh, so 13.
And +5 is 14,
14, yeah.
which is exactly its CMD, so it matters. So you managed to hold on to this snake despite.
I was gonna pin it if that matters.
I thought you were gonna move it to touch the statue, because that's part of maintaining a grapple. You
I
can move
thought
it.
I have to pin it before I
No,
can.
no, you can
Oh, yeah,
definitely
I'm just
move
gonna
it. Yeah.
throw it at the statue.
So you just slap earrings into the statue. Okay. And you would see a shimmering magical energy well out and ripple across Yurix. And she begins to cackle maniacally. Ha! You fool! I have unlocked its powers for myself! And lashes out to try to bite towards you, screeching about how she's been invigorated by the ancient ways. What's your AC?
14, because
Okay.
grappled.
Well, the good news is her attack modifier is 0 because she's grappled. And she got a 13. That's the most depressing thing that's ever happened in my life. There's no justice in this world. But
Sunk the fangs into a glove.
she lashes out, like bites down into your armor, but her tiny goblin teeth can't pierce deep enough to, you feel her scrape across your skin and probably draw blood, but that's about it. Dick?
That'll be good.
Flabbergasted by what has happened.
What is
That's-
happening?
I'm just gonna be like, that's exactly what I do. Yep.
Okay. Maverick.
Why? I'm so confused. Oh god, I feel awful. Does it still stink in this hallway?
No. Once you get, it still probably doesn't smell great, but once you get more than 5 feet or so away from the goblin snake, it doesn't smell nearly as bad. But you're still sickened by how bad it was.
Ugh. Golly. All right. I don't.
What do we do?
I don't know.
Well, it's both of your turns. Are you doing anything, or are you taking your turn talking, asking each other what you do?
Probably that last bit.
Okay, Tim.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm
Is
gonna
it-
give the snake another slap against the statue.
So roll to can maintain the grapple. All right.
18. So,
You definitely whack the snake in a statue again. What the hell does this do? All right, so you see a blast of light blaze out from the statue, enveloping Yurix for a moment, and you can't even look at her. It's so bright. And she screeches out, "Ah! Too much magic! Too much!" And tries to bite you again.
It tries to find.
And she bites you! Again, as she just clamps down, almost kind of blindly, this time she crunches through your leather gauntlet with surprising ferocity. And as she bites down and rips her head back and forth, all the muscle, her serpentine body can force behind that, you take 7 damage. She's biting into your shoulder, and you're staggering from the blindness and the sickness and the almost unconscious Dick.
Excuse me, miss. Do you mind letting go of him? He's a bit dim.
Tim is definitely holding you still. Well, I mean, it's kind of both ways now. She's clamped onto him, he's grabbing her.
And
he's
Tim,
grappling
could you
her.
let go of her. I know you're a bit dim, but
Maverick. She's drawing a surprising amount of blood that will be gushing
don't
out of
wanna-
Tim's shoulder.
I don't want to get involved.
She's
I don't want to get involved.
She's
with that.
biting.
All right. This is insane. This is crazy. All right. So Maverick's gonna move up, and he's gonna try to grab Urix off of Tierm, and just try to keep the two of them from trying to kill each other. Like, wait, stop!
So
both
you
of
can-
you,
you
calm
can-
down.
You can roll a CMB check to like aid another to both of these grapples to make them stop.
Or
So roll me CMB. All right, you definitely doing it, and she's just chomping. She's going in on Tim here.
she's like,
Re-
get off
Rena,
of him! You
Rena?
let go! Oh my god!
Rena, what do you do? Round to 6 seconds. What do you do?
Look, I understand there's been a misunderstanding, but Urix is just trying to help. She's like the mini goddess of this place. Like, look at her knowledge. It's so amazing. What are we doing here? We're biting the hand that feeds us, and she's biting us back.
Tierm.
I'm testing what the statue does, since this useless snake doesn't know anything about it, and this is to pin. So
With
that
an
is a
11,
13 because of the assist.
Well,
then 14's are CMB. So with him here trying to separate the two of you, and Urix clamped into your shoulder and her writhing through the pain, the sickness, the blindness, she wriggles out of your grasp.
I don't lose it off of a failed pin.
You do.
Do I?
If you maintain the grapple, you can choose to apply one of a bunch of effects, one of which is to pin. If you fail to maintain the grapple,
Okay.
you fail to maintain the grapple, and they break free. You have to roll
Gotcha.
every round to keep grappling something, because she is still wiggling, and basically you can take a standard action to take an extra attempt to break out, but you have to keep it going. You just get the +5, so she breaks out. That's a
Okay.
standard. You still have a move action. You want
I'm gonna touch the statue.
Okay. You confused as to what's happening, because the statue definitely didn't feel good when you touched it. She's just being emboldened and is glowing with magic. As she gets out of your grasp, you touch the statue. And you are also going to feel magic once again well into you, this time emboldening you, as you feel empowered, and not so much empowered, but guided, almost directed by the statue's magic. So you have the effects of guidance, which means you can add a +1 to any attack roll, saving throw, or skill check within the next minute.
Oh, and I'll just say sorry to the snake, and that'll be that.
Urix is gonna slither back, hiss one more time, and hide behind the statue. Let that be a lesson, you foolish imbecile! Now I will relent, as I have clearly won this encounter. As will you, lest you face my wrath once more.
I've got my hands up. Look, we're cool, we're fine.
Tim, are you cool?
Yeah, no, I tested the statue.
Okay. We're cool. Everyone's cool. Everyone's cool.
And
Oh,
I'm to Rena, I'm gonna go on ahead and say that the snake is absolutely full of shit. So I used the snake to figure out what the statue does, because the statue didn't feel good the first time I touched it.
So-
You're right.
So just Jen stepped off to the restroom real quick. I hear her
Oh.
coming back.
After a few seconds, the sickness would wear off from
Oh my God.
the belch, so you guys are okay. But as she hides behind the tattoo, and as you will let her put her headset back on. Oh no, you're hearing it out of the job, aren't you? So he basically, Tim yielded, told you, Rena, the snake's full of shit, and the statue had hurt him when he used it. And Urix hisses again. You do not know how to unlock its magics, as I did. I was emboldened, invigorated by its
The
powers.
next time I have to deal with you, it's not gonna be with my hands.
You can barely stand, weakling. Do you wish this to continue?
I'm gonna get out of sickening breath rain.
Yeah, I'm gonna step back.
She's definitely hiding behind the statue here.
So I guess we should continue on and maybe leave this be.
I will not accompany this fool any further. Slay him!
Myself for 4.
Are you,
I understand the snake's point of view here. I mean, that was kind of a dick thing to do, but you know.
with some quick magic, you heal 4 health. Some of your wounds closing, but still definitely a bleeding wound from Urix here. Take me back to my lair and pay me what I am due. We will proceed no further. You'll wander blind, or you'll strike this fool down now. Kill him!
Oh, come on, guys.
I'm gonna close this door.
What?
That Dick and Maverick are still out there. Well, he's gonna reach to close it. He closes it in front of you too.
You can come through if you want, but I'm closing the door.
What? Why?
We're done over there.
You are a strange individual. I'm gonna go stand next to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna close this door.
And she slithers up around, kind of behind Maverick, looking down the hall. No, cleric, return me at once.
Here, I'll take you.
No,
Yes.
no. The statue has obviously worked out really well. So this door is now closed.
No, take me back. Then you can
I'm
close whatever doors your feeble mind is unworthy of understanding.
Maverick, I'm closing this door too.
Maverick, take me home.
Snake.
I'm just gonna go take the snake back real quick, and then I'll be back.
So, you light up your hooded lantern again and carry Urix back. I'm not gonna take us all the way over there, but carry Urix back around to the room. And as
I knew Urix was kind of full of shit, but I feel a little bad about what happened.
As you put Urix back in the room at the table, my gold, my fees, they remain unchanged even if your fool of a companion has ruined your opportunities.
Yes, of course.
How much money do you have on you?
Well, I've been keeping the party's gold in escrow, actually. So really, even though Deke didn't really want to pay for it, they kind of have.
Yeah, you are the one who's been looting things, so you do physically have the money on you.
Yeah, so it's actually working really well. So basically, I've already put the deposit there, so I'll just go ahead and take the rest of it out.
The other 15 gold and the couple for her giving you the wisdom she did. You'll leave her this pile. You are wise. You could have learned so much from my knowledge. There are so many secrets left to discover here.
Were there? I feel bad about the way that our companion treated you. So I won't ask for a refund for you being unable to open the room door. But
It's not my fault! Your useless fingers could not complete the ritual successfully.
It's a poor craftsman who blames his tools.
And you, sir, are most certainly a tool! Close that door on your way out. I'll have nothing further to do with you.
Very well. I'll close the door and I'll leave him be.
And then eventually Maverick would come back down to the rest of the party here.
I wonder if I could sleight of hand some gold off the table.
You could absolutely try to slide ahead literally any amount of gold you want off of the table. Do you want to make a sleight of hand check?
I get a 10. I'll pick up a couple.
Well, let me roll her perception.
From under the table.
Because she sees you. She sees you go for that money, and she's gonna give you a warning hiss.
All right, I'll leave it.
Okay.
Thickened again. It's not worth it.
So you make your way back down to the entryway where the rest of the party has been waiting, discussing. Tim's been bleeding a little. And are you shutting that door?
Oh yes, I'm shutting all the doors.
All the doors. Let me shut all.
I'm shutting her door and then I'm leaving. Yeah.
I'm going to explain my science experiment to everyone now that we're all here. So, the statue, when I went to touch it and examine it the first time, it made me almost feel as if I was passing out. So I decided it was a good idea to not risk one of us and see what else might happen if we touched it again, which is probably a dumb idea if it wasn't good the first time, but it wasn't me touching it, so I didn't really care.
So you like just risked yourself and lost like most of your life and whatnot, and then we had to use another spell and like that kind of stuff, and we kind of got rid of someone who may or may not know the layout of the place, and
The snake was absolutely worthless.
Oh, he was
you
our
don't know for everything.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know about the library.
Would have made a good wallet.
While you were inspecting a statue, Tim, you would have noticed the feather in the statue's hand is also removable, but since the first time you touched it, you were sick or fatigued, you haven't had an opportunity to explore that further yet.
Oh,
Because afterwards,
well,
you spend all of the rest of this.
Well, then I would have gone and taken it.
Before
Like,
you come back
after-
in?
Yeah,
Take-
after dealing with the snake before coming in here, if I had noticed it was removable, I would take it.
All right, and then once again, you would have felt reinvigorated. This brief guidance from the statue, this divination magic assisting you, but you would have been able to just pull the feather out with no problem.
why would you just pick that up?
It's a feather in his cap.
I'm just gonna touch a statue again because Dick has an attitude.
Okay.
It's like it's only harmful sometimes.
You touch the statue again, and a blinding light fills your eyes, feel like just covering your vision with a glowing orb and stars that takes you a moment to blink away as you have difficulty seeing.
Oh yeah, you
See,
showed
sometimes.
And the rest of you would see that blinding magic envelop Tim in a flash as he is left clearly dazzled.
Right, well, I'm gonna go over here. So should we go further deeper into the middle area, or should we try to link back up with the curtained room now that we have a key to it?
I think we should go back to the curtain room.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool place. Let's see if we can.
Is that right?
I've got the rune here.
Well, if my bearings match up, it should be pretty close to through this door over here.
Yeah, that hallway was quite long.
I'm gonna detect magic the feather.
All right, and with your detect magic, you would tell that the feather absolutely has a strong aura of conjuration on it.
Dick, what does that mean?
I don't know. Figure it out.
What
Are
is
you
that?
opening the door, Maverick?
Is
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna take 20 and open the door.
is that a magic device check to figure out what the feather does?
It's spellcraft. What's your use magic device? Yeah, but you picked open the first door, right? Because these are all covered by the same lock. So then, yeah, if you could have opened the original door, then you could open this door as well.
So that's a spellcraft.
It's a spellcraft, yes, to try and figure out what that device is.
16.
A 16 will let you do it. This is a whip feather token. Feather tokens are a whole class of magical items, but this one you can basically toss out with a command word. I believe it's a command word, so I think it's a standard action. Let me double check.
So
No, it's not a command word. It actually just happens. If you have it in your hand, you can throw it out as what appears to be not an action, and it will transform and animate itself into a dancing whip that will fight against your foes automatically for you.
Ooh, useful.
It will last for an hour, but can only be used once.
I tell him how to whip it and whip it good.
Real good.
Fantastic.
This is one of those circumstances under which whipping it should be considered.
Now, as the group of you proceed into this other eastern hallway back from where you had first arrived, you find a very similar situation to what was on the left. Once again, a large statue stands in this L-shaped hallway, but this one, rather than being that strange creature with a feather in its hand, this statue is an entire gigantic feather with a massive open unblinking eye in the center, taking most of its 5-foot height.
Huh.
It seems to be carved from stone, but yet still gleams with a greenish gold iridescence.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand and poke it in the eye.
All right, and with a quick bit of magic to touch it from a distance without actually touching it yourself, nothing happens.
Okay.
Would be a DC, it would be a knowledge religion check to try and figure out what this is.
Okay.
But this set of 2 stone doors here that appear to have no handles, no lock, no crease, do have that exact same impression on this side.
All right.
All right.
Slot that rune in.
With an 18, you would recognize this as a relatively obscure Thessalonian deity, not tied to one of the 7 sins, but beyond that, you're not positive what it is or what it represents. In the floor, in this little hallway here where Rena and Maverick would be passing, is an inscription carved into the stone itself. Though veiled behind the plumage of the soul, the eye still sees, unblinking through all the ages, from the beginning to the end of time. When the 3 are one and the spirit becomes flesh, the seal may be opened and the sleepers awakened, and the glorious apocalypse shall consume us all.
That's both uplifting and terrifying.
More on the terrifying and less on the uplifting, I would say.
I mean, sounds like fairly standard religious fodder. Like,
Kinda
do
does.
this thing or we destroy everything, and because we are worthy, we will be saved, kind of thing.
Are you sure you're a cleric?
Yeah.
This sounds like a fantastic thing for Gorham worship. Fight until the whole world dies. Works for me.
Right. Well,
Sounds
let's
more
go-
Grotus, but I mean, sure. Well, Gorham, I could see it.
It's not about the world ending. It's about fighting until it's over.
I suppose.
Fight till the end.
Tuck that rune in.
The rune fits perfectly into the slot between the 2 doors, and the instant you place it there, immediately the doors start to warp and change. And as they do, the stone ripples, loses its form, in a second transforming into a wall of misshapen flesh.
Ugh.
And moments later, blood begins to seep between the doors, and Maverick and Rena make me a reflex save.
Okay.
'Cause
You're
in
about to
front of
get
the door.
smashed by blood.
Oh, man, great reflexive.
Yeah, you,
Eh.
20. Rena presses herself against the wall immediately, but Maverick, almost morbidly fascinated by this, isn't able to move in time as the door splits and a gout of blood jets out from this flesh, spraying across you.
Oh God, not again.
This bloody wound expands as the middle of this mass rips itself apart,
Who designs these?
opening a doorway leading back into the black curtained room.
Oh God. I knew where this door was going to.
I'm sorry. I wish I had prestidigitation.
Maverick is some of the worst first day of an adventure ever. I guess he hasn't actually been really hit or gone down. He probably thinks he's having the worst day, but it's going pretty well for him, all things considered.
I only got shot once. The rest of it's just.
I'll take out like a handkerchief and I'll kind of wash her face off.
Oh God. Oh.
Well, it's soaked all over his clothes. There's not too much you can do
Thank you.
to save him
Conjure
from
water.
Thank you.
this.
Whoosh.
We're just
Tim.
gonna do that about 10 times.
So, with a couple of castings of Create Water, a few gallons washing over Maverick later, at least he is soaked more largely in clean, pure water and less in disgusting, foul-smelling blood. But, still a generally unpleasant experience, I'd imagine.
Oh.
Do you need like a change of clothes?
Yeah, but I need a lot more than just that. I think we just need to get out of here and get the job done as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I look forward to like a bath and a shower after this darn mission is over with.
Well, is this the same room we went through the other way?
It is the
Yeah.
same room, but now there's a lot of very unpleasant blood hanging between the two, still just the open wound between these fleshy doors and across this floor on both sides where it had sprayed as it ripped itself apart.
Stupid feather god. I'm gonna make a more thorough search of the curtained alcoves. See if I can't find something that we missed last time.
All right. So you can take 20 and spend a few minutes looking through this all very cautiously.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Yeah, I'll use detect magic on the room also.
With detect magic, as you pass around trying to find something magical, you don't find any auras beyond those on the items of things you've collected so far. But Maverick, as you pass around the room, there's an obscure door hidden behind the curtains here.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
neat.
with your taking 20, you would also absolutely notice a thin wire drawn across the gap where it would open.
Can I go try to disable that wire? Preferably by spiking the ends down and then cutting the middle so that it doesn't release the tension.
It's a disable device check to see if you can do that without releasing the tension.
Oh.
Well, you try. And
I'm so.
you're really distracted by the horrible things that have happened to you so far. As you try, this has a much more force behind it than you expect. And spring-loaded, the door swings open as you try to stake it down, showering you with a series of arrows firing out from behind.
Oh god.
It's the arrows again.
What is your AC?
Oh, I can't reflex this? Okay.
It's a hit roll from the trap.
Gotcha. AC 16.
Oh. Well, it didn't roll a 1. So
Oh god.
these arrows catch you. Nowhere really critical, but with great force as a few of them connect. Actually, I'm wrong. All through you for 8 damage, nearly taking you down instantly. The noise from this trap is matched by an undead growl and the rattle of bones, alerted by the sounds around the corner. Also, gonna need initiative from everybody.
Oh my god.
Let me add this gentleman and this gentleman. And roll them some initiative. Alright. Well, one of them just gets a d20. Zombie not fast. He rolled a 1, so one of them literally got a 1. And is very slowly reacting to something he's not entirely positive what exactly. The other one is much quicker. Rena, as these arrows pierce through Maverick, you hear the sounds coming from behind the door of undead approaching. And you see Maverick stumble, nearly falling, as multiple bolts land in his body.
It was a terrible idea.
I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna use Cure Light Wounds on him.
You have, I think 1 spell left now. It's your second to last.
No, I have I think that's it, but it's worth it.
All right, D8 plus 1.
Ooh.
8! Perfect! You're stricken by these, and while you're still stumbling, Rita, with a quick spell and holy magic, your wounds seal around these arrows, locking them in your body uncomfortably, but the pain is all but gone, and you are back to absolutely full health.
I don't want to pull him out. I feel that would cause more problems.
Come on, get up.
You see a skeleton rattle around the corner, scimitar in hand, as he approaches to take a swing at you.
Oh god dang it.
What is your flat-footed AC?
Flat-foot AC gonna be probably a 13.
13. Well, the good news is as he approaches, you hear him draw this scimitar, but he swings it, losing force and almost recoiling from the holy magic Rena's pouring into you as he approaches, not even coming close to landing a blow. Maverick.
Frickin' skeleton thing.
The bad news is since you're just doing traps, your weapons are in your hand.
Yeah, my weapons
I
are
don't think
not-
anyone's weapons are in their hands, actually.
Is it a move action to draw?
Move action to draw. I don't know if it's technically supposed to be 2 move actions to draw them both, but I'll let you draw them both as 1 move action.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, I'm not really positive what the technical rule is there.
So I'll do mace and dagger, and then I'll just try to wallop him with a mace.
All right, you take a swing with your mace. And with a 20,
Bonk.
that will absolutely connect for 2 damage. And you crush in part of his rib cage, shattering several of his bones as they dance across the floor. But he doesn't seem terribly inhibited or like he feels pain. Dick.
May I take a 5-foot step?
Oh, absolutely, you can make a 5-foot step. You still have, you have a 5-foot step. Dick, you're up.
Okay, I am going to actually. It's hard for me to see around this guy in front of me here. He's a very large guy, so I'm actually gonna wait until after he goes.
All right, then
I can
Tyr.
Gonna
You can absolutely
draw.
charge. You got a perfect charging line there. Oh, you have a BAM. No, you can't. Oh,
I have
you
to
can't.
charge, or I have to draw, and then,
You have no BAM. You just level 1 cleric things.
well, I will still draw and move to here.
All right, Dick.
Okay, I can. I guess I'll move up 1. Is he in cover? He's in. Soft?
Definitely has soft cover from your team, yes.
Okay.
Which is a +2.
Okay. I can hear something growling behind him, actually, so I'm gonna wait again.
All right, and most of you, all of you, would see through the doorway a zombie shambling up behind the skeleton to support it.
Ugh.
Dick again.
Okay, so now I will try and throw a bomb. And, I guess I 5-foot stepped, so I
You
will.
didn't move at all, did you? Wasn't that right where you were?
No, that's where Tyrion was.
Oh,
I just,
well, you would 5-foot step now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so I will throw a bomb and hope for the best here, guys. I know you're all like right there, so just,
Good luck,
good
everyone.
thoughts. Good luck.
All right, well, he's just gonna toss out a bomb into the room, and with a 13, it's gonna miss. Roll me a d8. It misses his touch with the cover. Roll me a d8. 1 is up, and it goes clockwise from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You roll a 7, it explodes in the middle of your whole team.
Oh my god.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You throw it past, and it explodes back in the walls. You try to tuck it between Tim and Reyna in the corner behind the skeleton, and the fire washes over him for how much damage and what reflex save?
The damage.
Louder boom than expected.
Looks like Force Splash is what it was rolled.
Yeah, force splash.
Force
is
splash.
the-
Oh, so it doesn't even matter if he makes the save. That's definitely going to blast the skeleton apart regardless. Half of that would still take him down. And with that explosion, bones just go flying down the hall, showering across the zombie who continues undeterred forward. Rena.
So I will draw my weapon and take a 5-foot step back, and because I'm haunted, that's all I can do.
Oh, so it takes you a full round action to draw your weapon, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, that's to retrieve an item from your pack, not pull a weapon.
Oh, okay.
Well, then, yeah, you can pull a weapon. I remembered you having something like that. No, you can draw a weapon as a move action. Retrieving, like, a potion's a 4-round action.
All right. Then I'll draw my weapon. And I will crunch over the skeleton's body as I step in.
Your weapon is a crossbow.
Yep, I know. And I'm gonna point blank shot directly into his torso.
Okay, so you can't 5-foot step, like, around the corner, but you can 5-foot
want to
step
do that.
here and get slightly closer. Oh, back. Okay.
Yeah, back.
Okay. Yeah, you sound like you're under the bones. I was like, that's odd, but
Not
okay.
like you were
You
dancing.
said the
Yeah,
bones
it definitely
exploded
sounded
everywhere.
to me like you're going forward. All right, you take a shot with your crossbow.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should actually fire my crossbow.
You do need to roll the crossbow firing, yes.
I don't want to do that.
To be honest.
I want to make moves.
And with a 15, that will absolutely hit. lodging itself in the zombie's torso, but as it hits, it kind of sags through his dead flesh, and you feel like the 5 damage had no effect whatsoever.
Yeah.
His piercing bolts don't seem to do very much to him. You can give me a knowledge religion if you have one about zombies. I don't know if you have one, Oracle.
Do you want to know any?
Cleric, my bad. You do. You get one question about zombies.
What damage is most effective in hurting them?
You need to slash them apart and sunder their flesh. Breaking their bones and poking holes to them isn't going to do a whole lot. Alright.
Okay, cool.
And you can relay that to the team as well as part of that action.
Slash them and dash them, guys. Don't try to bludgeon these things. It's not going to do anything.
Alright, Maverick.
Let's see. Alright, I'm,
Also, real quick, we got this real beautiful, quick fan art here. It's making me really happy to look at from the Discord. Thank you, Flirty Freak. That's beautiful and I love it.
That's amazing!
Continue.
Okay. So I'll swing around, and I'm going to go and try to draw a slashing card.
You do have to move to get in there, but you never provoke because you can't provoke for moving through cover, and you have cover up until you're in that square, so you're fine. I need to turn my camera back on. Boop.
All right, perfect. So I'll go ahead and try to do a slash down with my dagger on him.
All right, take a cut. The 17, the zombie is really slow. He doesn't even seem like he's necessarily trying to avoid you, and you definitely do that 1 slashing damage.
Yes, I do, and he probably doesn't even notice it.
He does not at all. Tim.
Hey, my knife is super sharp, and that's what counts.
I see this pinprick happen in front of me, and I
It's
step
a
up.
slash! He like
to,
cuts it across him.
That might as well have been a pinprick.
Not for you, as far as you're concerned, yeah.
Because
Gonna step up. I'm not sickened, so add 2 to that.
With a 14, even with the cover provided by Maverick at the door, you will come around, bring this great sword down, and what do you do?
I helped.
I'm going to just around the corner as best I can, just chop its head off. It's a zombie.
do that.
It's done.
You decapitate it, and the head bounces up from the force of the blow as the body hits the wall, and it just kind of bounces across the ground.
Also, for some reason, my channels keep on getting reset to 16.
I don't know. Roll 20 works in mysterious ways.
I'll take 16
Roll 20
channels.
is kind of serious.
So
But I
as
definitely
you
have to.
move into this room, there is virtually nothing in here. It is a plain stone chamber with flat, featureless walls and only a single door leading forward. The back side of that hidden door behind the curtains is obvious from this side, but even behind the curtain, it was still hidden. It was painted and designed with a faux cover to look like the stone around it. It wasn't particularly expertly done, but the inside of it is simple wood. There's just another door leading ever onwards.
So aside from exploding yourself with pointy things and releasing 2 zombies on us, that was actually really well done, Matt.
What was well done about that?
I'm just saying, you got us into the room, man. Good job.
That one hit him in the self-confidence.
As I'm trying to pick the crossbow bolts that have been
healed into your chest.
Yeah, you're looking a little bit like a porcupine over there.
Here, we'll just take those off. I'll just break them off. It's fine.
No, don't break them off. You leave splintered wood in my body.
You're an elf. You'll get over it, right?
That's not how that works. That's not how it works.
Not one with nature and everything?
Yeah, one with crossbow bolts. So I'm kind of concerned that was the flesh room we went through, and this is the bone room or the body room. So I wonder if the next room is going to be the soul room or the spirit room.
Or maybe the bodily fluids room.
We already went through that.
No, I mean, if
I'm
a ghost
with-
tears us apart, we'll know pretty quick.
As long as it's not the butt room.
Dick
said it was.
looking around with an 11. You can't see even simple Mars on this room. The room is far less dusty than the blanket that coated 24. That's what I'm looking at. The curtained room behind you. But this one doesn't seem like it's seen much travel other than the skeleton and the zombie, who appear to have been standing here for quite some time. Just days, if not weeks. Unmoving, just waiting.
I mean, that's so sweet that we finally got to give them something to do.
Die again.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
All right.
Fair enough. I'll check this door for traps and.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have fun with that. You're really good at that one, so.
I found it just fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, this door is easy to find as it looks like a door.
You.
This door does not appear trapped in the least.
Yeah, this one seems like a plain wooden door. It's actually lighter and simpler than most in the ossuary. This one doesn't appear to have any kind of a tripwire or anything. It seems to have been used on the entryway that led here in the first place.
Is there a keyhole or something I can use to peer through the door?
No, there's a simple knob. There's not even a mechanism from which to lock it.
I will crack the door and peer through, if possible.
All right. Looking through the doorway, you see what at first looks like a plain stone hall forking in a few directions as it goes. But interestingly, it's lit by torches.
Huh. That's interesting.
What's with
Mounted in sconces in the walls.
I guess I'll try to stealth as I go down the hallway.
Okay. And I'll have you roll it when it becomes relevant.
All right.
But you do, just keeping in mind, you have to have cover or some kind of concealment to stealth. So if this hallway just like opens up, you won't have anything to hide behind, really.
Term, why don't you get Maverick's back and I'll bring up the rear since I'm the other source of light.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and take us as our marching orders here. And do you want to be further out in front than that, Maverick? I'm moving up here so you can see around the corner, but this is you peering around the corner.
Yeah, that sounds good. That alcove we passed back here, was there anything in that?
It just looked like a simple stone alcove leading to a flat wall as you walked by. And in the corner, it turns left here before you can see it serpentines and bends up north again a little further along.
Okay.
Now, as you approach this corner, I'll give you this one a little further. You can see this leads pretty far down a hallway and opens up in several places along the sides. But there is clearly a zombie standing a good, what is this, like 45 feet ahead of you after the area appears to open up into a room. It's definitely just standing there facing away, not towards you. There appears to be another person slightly around the corner to the left, leaned over a table working on something. That one, from what little you can see, appears to be a member of the Living Club.
Huh. So Maverick will pop back and start and kind of whisper.
I'm fixing this weird dynamic lighting stuff here because this is where one layer goes over the top of a different layer, so I'm doing some stuff.
Okay, I hear you. So Maverick will report back to the party that they're about 45 feet down the hallway bend. There's a zombie with his back to us, and then there appears to be someone living. It may be that necromancer that came down here. Should we try to sneak up and take him unawares?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I am particularly sneaky, and I can get more sneaky if need be.
They're
I
pretty
could
close
probably.
So if we can get you within bomb throwing range, that could probably get some really good results.
If you could go with me, as I cannot. No, they have torches. Okay, so actually, never mind.
And I'm gonna take the light off of you, Maverick, because I assume you don't want to be sneaking with. With a torch.
So yeah, so I can get very sneaky. I think.
Cannot.
I'm not good at that. You should go be sneaky.
Well, if things get loud, you'll hear us, and then you can come.
Yeah. If
True.
things go south, we'll head that way.
Well, it'll be very obvious after I throw a bomb. After that point, we won't be sneaking anymore.
True enough.
Would it be possible for me to take the lead and have Dick stealthed behind me, using me as the cover?
Deke from being noticed, but not really the
I-
party presence.
I don't think soft cover lets you sneak. I think that's like the express reason soft cover exists different to regular cover.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you can't hide behind another person.
Okay, so I didn't actually look at this when I took this
No,
spell.
only. Oh. I thought you meant the room. I was saying only Maverick's seen it.
No. I didn't actually look at this much when I looked at the spell, but does reduce person increase my stealth?
By a lot, actually.
I
It
get very
increases your
tiny.
stealth by a lot. Because
Yeah.
you go from small to tiny, which it's not
Like-
listed in the spell. I have to find it.
I'm
It- it
currently 2
You're
foot
like
8.
practically pocket size.
Yeah, you'll become about a foot, maybe a few inches tall.
At that point, why could you not just hide in my coat?
At that point, I would let you hide behind Tim. If you're tiny, I'll let you stealth behind Tim. But it gives you 2 dexterity, which is going to make your stealth go up by 1 inherently. But there's also, it's not listed in reduced person for some reason. Because remember
There's
you can
size
hide behind
modifiers.
large or larger creatures. If you're tiny, I'll let you hide behind a medium creature. There is definitely, there it is. Small to tiny, your stealth will go up by 5. Small to tiny gives you an additional +4. Should have just waited for Manchaw to say anything in chat because he knows everything about Pathfinder.
He
So yeah, you
would've
get
been,
1 from
been.
well, he did. You get 1
Okay.
from +2 to your dex, and you get 4 from being tiny. So
Okay.
I accidentally dragged the friggin' torch down here when I was dragging Maverick. That's the torch from the hallway
Well,
behind
you-
you, I think.
Put it back.
Yeah, there it is.
So
That's
since we're
floating
about to go
torch
into
there.
combat, I'm going to expend another blessing of Gorham.
And everybody heals to full. Gorham approves of the slaughter you are about to commit.
True enough.
So
All right,
what is the order you want to go in here? You want Maverick to go? You want Tyrm first or Maverick first?
Me first, everyone
What?
sneaking behind
What?
me.
Wait a minute.
Wait. I thought I was going in with the bomb.
That's why I'm pointing this out. There's definitely a disagreement on the plan here.
I thought I go very small, and then
Yeah.
I just like walk on and like throw a bomb, and like if that goes well, like maybe throw another bomb,
Exactly. I'm on
and
board
then
with
like you guys can do stuff, and
But if I'm not within touching range, I'm not effective.
Right, but we may
Yeah.
not need to be effective if all the bombs go off.
Yeah, we can get you up later afterwards. So what happens is that Deke and I sneak close, and then once the bomb threat goes on, you charge down the hallway to help finish off whatever's left. But that initial bomb blast is what we're hoping not to lose here.
Yeah.
Bomb away.
That's not very Gorham of you, but okay, it's all right.
I don't want to
It's
get
not
caught
second
in
edition
the
yet.
bomb.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Just it doesn't matter right now, but let me just go ahead and double check my
Your
playtest
Gorham-
document here because I'm almost positive what you're agreeing to do is Gorham's Anathema in second edition.
Agreeing to go in second?
Agreeing to start a fight from stealth or to try to ambush somebody. I'm pretty sure it's not a mechanical thing in first edition. I'm just saying if it is literally listed as anathema to Gorham,
Yeah,
This
in,
would-
in second edition it matters.
well, I mean, this would definitely be something that as a cleric of Gorham, you would not approve of. And that's what I'm looking, because I'm sure you would have a huge problem with this religiously. That's why I'm trying to find Gorham 288 in the playtest document is what his crap is.
Whenever you say Gorham, I think
Gorham, anathema, win a battle through underhanded tactics or indirect magic.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm going in first.
This is anathema to your god. This
Yep.
is heresy. What they want to do is heresy to you.
I am going in first. You are welcome to follow me. I'm
Alright.
going in first.
Well, in that case, Tyrm, if we're going to be doing this, I think I need to go ahead and have your blessing here, Deke. Let me get to Tyrm so Tyrm can go ahead and
Yeah,
say-
this is like lose your cleric powers. If it is kind of stuff.
But Deke, since you're going to be going down first anyway, why don't you get behind me so that I can move up and talk to Tyrm? Never
wait,
mind.
I
All
How
right.
are you doing this, party? What's the order?
So Tyrm is going to say a blessing over me.
What do you
Do you
want?
not have blessings in the? Does Gorm not do like pre-war blessings or something like that?
Kill them.
Gorm wins fight with sword.
I see.
There are no words. There is only sword.
Okay, so I guess
I'm gonna give. I will give Tyrim a temp hit point.
All right.
A quick cantrip.
Deke is
So
not
you
nearly
have-
yes as I was hoping he would be.
Are you gonna drink your reduced person, Dick? Or did you already, and you're very tiny on the floor having this conversation?
I am not. In fact, I guess I'll just let.
It does still give you a bonus to your attack rolls and bonus to your AC as well. Like, it's still useful even if you're not sneaking.
Yeah, but I figure there'll be a situation maybe after a certain time that it'll be really good. We'll see. I can drink it later if I need.
So,
Okay, well, I guess since Tyrim's going first.
Tim pushes
go
up to the front.
Yep.
I'm going. All right, and Tim just starts going.
Yep. We're gonna go here.
All right, well, let me
and
get this so I can get all of you in the hallway here. Tim comes around the corner and just
I would get to the point that I could charge and probably just charge.
yeah, just I mean, stopping forth as you come around the corner. You want to charge from as soon as you can charge, because I'm pretty sure that's literally the corner. Because you can
Is it?
charge. What's your movement speed?
20.
Fucking
Heavy
not
armor.
initiative. There. It's one
Oh,
further.
Yeah.
You get one Oh, no, it is 40 because that gets you 2 melee. You don't have to get to him. You have to get the melee. As soon as he steps around the corner, he takes off running.
Okay.
And roll
That's
me some initiative.
This is awesome.
He turns the corner, sees things, and fucking goes.
That's a lot of 17s.
I'm +4.
It's all right. I'm going first.
Oh,
That's
I didn't have
Yeah,
my,
That's some pretty hot stuff we have there. Those are pretty good, I think. Them some good rolls. Where is... Here it is.
Here, I did have my token click. Can you add me manually?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
God, you're such a whiner.
Let me add Mr. Marrow. Let me add this guy.
We're gonna call him Splash Master.
And let me roll a bunch of initiatives.
We've heard of lawfuls. Now we have chaotic stupid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's chaotic and he has 7
This
in.
is... I mean, it's what you wanted to do was quite literally heresy to Gorham. So that's why I'm bringing it up. He is the god of chaotic stupid.
I was hoping Deke had a bit more deviousness and a bit more initiative.
Just leave without you guys, yeah.
And let me find this guy's stat block.
You would ask him for a prayer to Gorham, and his response would be to pull out his sword and start walking past
Ooh,
you.
boy, he rolled high.
Yeah, Dick's just, Dick and Tyrim are not on the best.
So as
Terms.
Tim turns the corner, I imagine screaming.
Probably, yeah.
I outright just imagine he's probably screaming. The zombie turns around, starts to turn, and this man steps away from the table. And as you see him come around the corner, he appears to be about in his mid-30s, very much hunched over, strapped up in studded leather armor with a variety of concoctions strapped across his person on the table in front of you, or in front of him. As he turns around and sees you rampaging forward, he pulls one of the bottles off of his belt, drops a small vial in it, pulls his arm back and waits. Rena, as you see around the corner, your buddy's going. Jam's yelling and screaming and running.
What's the range on my crossbow bolt?
80 feet.
So I'm gonna aim for the bottle.
You can't.
You can't see him.
Can't see him.
Oh,
You're in the
can
very, yeah, you have
Well,
You
you're
have
the
a
back line
rough
where-
time here. You won initiative, but you're kind of stuck behind a whole party in a 5-foot tunnel. So your options are actually somewhat limited.
Can I push them forward?
No. I mean, they're literally all next, so you can wait until after they move, or
Yeah,
you
that's
can run out and be the front.
No, I'll just wait.
So I think what we have here is probably the correct order. I imagine Dick probably has the highest initiative modifier.
I meant +4. So.
5.
Maverick,
4.
Oh, it's a roll off.
Roll off, actually. Yeah, you and Maverick both just roll d20.
Tierm has. Oh wait, is it an
He has improved initiative.
or dexterity modifier?
It's your
Yeah.
initiative.
Oh,
No, I don't have improved. I have 2 decks in my tunnel fighter thing.
Oh, right, okay. And then just roll me just a d20, Maverick. It's just a roll off.
Well, I mean, I'm a 6 because I've got warrior.
Oh, if you're a 6, then yeah, you're
Oh,
ahead of them.
okay.
All right, so Dick, you would be up next. Tim starts running. You can't see much, but you waiting till after Tim or
Yeah,
Let
I'm
him-
waiting after Tim.
Maverick? You waiting till after Tim?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait
Move!
Tim!
Welcome, Squidling, to the Squiddy Pool.
We're gonna move forward up to here. I'm gonna yell back,
Almost there.
Alchemist, he's got bombs, and we're going to take cover.
You hide around the corner.
It's not against the rules to play smart,
No, it's absolutely not.
which would be here, I guess.
Dick, you're up. He
I
starts running. He's
guess-
like, "Oh shit, bombs!" And you see him duck into a side tunnel.
Your plan.
I guess hearing that, I'm going to roll a spell or cast a spell. Drink a potion.
You
I
have
guess
spell.
since
You
I'm-
have spell failure turned on. You don't need that. But
Okay.
you drink a potion, and an electrified barrier of energy appears.
And don't drawing the potion and drinking it. That's the whole thing, right?
No, for an alchemist casting a spell, everything involved in drinking one of your extracts is just one standard action. Or alchemist would suck really bad.
Oh, okay. So I can,
Move.
I guess move.
Move
I
around
only
the
have
corner.
20
And, yeah,
Yeah,
you can see.
I need to be able to see how. Okay, so how's that 5? Is it 5? 10,
You have a
15?
20-foot range increment, so it would be in the third range increment, which means you take a -4, but you can throw it. Or you can't throw a bomb. You use standard action drink an extract, but
Yeah.
hypothetically later you could throw from here to -4.
Okay, I guess. Can I get to his alcove and see if there's enough room for me to also
5,
fit
10,
in
15, 20. That's your 20 feet of movement.
there? Okay,
All
so I
right.
can't go in there or anything.
No, because that's 20 feet. Maverick.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. This is the big. Alright. This is the guy who's leading the zombies down here, so.
This is the guy you're down here for.
Yeah, this is the guy we're down here for. Thankfully, we managed to find the secret passage to approach him, so we don't have to cut through his entire army, so that's good. I'm going to try to see, hopefully with Tierm and Deke coming down the hallway, maybe I can stealth down the hallway after them to avoid some notice. Do you think that's possible?
You're already sneaking. The problem is looking at a hallway. It's a straight hall. If you can only move half your speed while you're stealthing, which means you only get to go 15.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to end your action in cover. So if that door was a little closer, you could duck around the corner and stay stealth. But with Tierm in it and Dick blocking the way, it's a little too far away for you to sneak into unnoticed. Without talents, you would unlock it, not a level 1 rogue.
Gotcha.
There are skills for this, but level 1.
All right, so let me check the range increment on my dagger real quick.
10 feet.
10 feet.
You would be at a -8 to throw it at the zombie, and either of them actually.
Okay. And if I was here, it would be a -6,
Yes.
and it's against the zombie's flat-foot AC.
Yep.
That's reasonable. I'll try that.
All right, so you're gonna step out and flip a dagger over Dick's shoulder towards this zombie as it's still very slowly turning around.
All right, let's see how this works out.
With a 6, it will thud solidly into the zombie, which it doesn't seem to notice at all.
So, but not enough to actually. Okay.
No.
No.
You just kind of like stick it in its arm and it's turning around. It doesn't even react. Rena,
That would have been great.
the hallway is now clear.
Okay. And he's just holding that potion.
Yeah, he's holding it back, watching as a clown car of people come around the corner.
Do I think with the range on my crossbow I could try to nick the potion and break it open over him?
That's not a thing you can do with a crossbow. That's something you could try to do in melee, but with a crossbow without. I think the only thing I know that would do that is like a gunslinger ability.
Okay.
One of the bloat issues with Pathfinder 1 is there is an ability to do everything, so you can't without that ability in a lot of situations.
But what about a sling, like a slingshot?
Well, I mean, you can hit him, and
You need like a feat or something.
You need a feat. Okay.
yeah, you need like a feat or an ability. Yeah, it's not about the weapon. Like Dara can do that in our other campaign, or at least you can shoot his hand and make him drop it and blow up on the ground. But you can't do that just with basic crossbow training. You're not that cool.
Okay. So, quick question. So, if the thing is inside the bottle, can I try to spark it from the inside?
Can you spark a
You
tended
can't
item?
spark an attended item. It's not
it's
powerful enough magic to deal with something that's on
Alright.
somebody's person. Yeah, cantrip's gonna cantrip. I think your options are basically start a summon monster, which will finish next turn, or shoot the crossbow.
Yeah,
Are pretty much your two.
I'm gonna start a summon monster.
All right, so you start. That will complete at your next initiative, and something will come out. But you start trying to call in. I mean, you can decide at the time. I'm pretty sure. Summon in whatever it is that you're trying to summon in.
A crazy bat creature out of the combat dimension.
This Zomboni is going to start to shamble towards Dick, shuffling down the hall and arriving after its entire turn directly in front of you. The alchemist, confused by the row of people coming in, and then immediately concern flashes across his face. He goes out, "Mr. Marrow, no! Stay back and be safe! Attack them!" as he gestures to something around the corner that you can't see. And then he is going to move a little bit forward and lob his potion down the hallway. Maverick in the center. What is your touch AC?
Oh my god, you would pick me. Alright.
You're in the middle.
Touch AC is 13.
All right, he is in his second range increment. And as he lobs and some liquid dribbles out of the top of this thing, he pitches it down the hallway over Mr. Marrow and Dick's tiny head, connecting directly with Maverick where it explodes.
Can I catch it?
You cannot, no. Alrighty, and Maverick, from the explosion, you are going to take 4 fire damage.
Yay.
I need everybody else to make a reflex save. Tim, you get a +2 for cover.
So 15.
15, 18,
18.
21. Those are all real hot reflex saves. And all of you duck back as this bomb explodes, each taking 2 damage from the wave of fire exploding outward. Tim.
Mr. Bones' wild ride. Let's see how far I can scatter his bones down the hall. Nope.
With the 9,
The fire is
in your-
very distracting.
in your blind rage and trying to avoid the fire, your massive sword is going to swing wide over Dick's head, clattering against the wall.
I will then 5-foot step back and say, "It's an alchemist. What are you stacking up for?"
We have one of those! All right, Dick.
Okay.
This is like the worst way this could possibly
I'm gonna yell back at Tyr and be like, "Well, if you hadn't just run in, this wouldn't be a problem." And I'm going to go.
Mini suicide bomb?
I am a suicide bomb, actually. But first, I am going to do my other. I would just never success
Okay,
thing.
so
I'm
drinking
going
an extract is going to provoke from the zombie. The downside
Okay.
of Alchemist is you can't drink an extract defensively. It just always provokes.
Well, I would
and-
still like to drink it.
Okay, yeah, he is going to mindlessly swing at you. He is not intelligent enough to slap the potion out of your hand, which is absolutely a thing that can happen against intelligent enemies. But he's just gonna slap you because he's a big zombie and he's dumb. What's your AC?
21.
He's also very slow. You're also very fast.
Well, actually, yeah.
And not very small.
Still pretty
21,
small.
23.
Well, he didn't hit you on 21. He definitely didn't hit you on 23.
Okay, yeah.
Which also means he gets to hit you for your shock shield, right? Oh, you can dismiss it. That's oh, it's that thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he doesn't even touch it.
Okay, and then so I do Rotor's person, and then I'm going to acrobatics by him. Although I'm tiny now. So...
As you are tiny, you can now walk through his square.
Okay.
The difference it provokes, but the difference in your sizes is enough that with you being tiny, you could literally just walk between his legs and
The zombies
pass
probably
by.
have the opportunity too.
Yeah,
But
he
also
definitely
touch
does
your
not
move
have
check.
combat reflexes, so you can just walk right past him.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to walk right past him and go. I'm so small.
You're very tiny.
Walk right past him and try and spread out a bit and see what's around the turn. Go over
Alright.
around the corner.
As you walk into the room, you are the first to see a massive alchemical laboratory with 3 huge tanks, floor to ceiling, along the northeastern wall. Suspended in each of these is a corpse, and with the alchemist's command, the nearest one is rousing.
Okay. More people.
Maverick.
Okay.
Where are they
so
taking the hobbits?
So the brave cleric of Gorham bravely charged down the hallway and then ducked into the side to bottleneck our entire advance. All right.
I moved out of the way of the bombs. That
Are you
I
gonna argue? Is
clearly.
your turn arguing? Or
All right. No, this is like this entire. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see.
is this a magical experience?
Let's see. It's 30. Can I? If my acrobatics is good enough, can I get by that zombie and not get slowed down? I think that's something acrobatics.
It always slows you down to move through his square. I'm almost positive, but I can double check on acrobatics. Or I can wait 3 seconds for Manshot to answer in the chat. But I'm pretty sure that moving through an enemy space. Okay. Oh, you can move at full speed by increasing the DC by 10 for all of them, period. So the DC is at CMD. If you want to move through it square, it's at CMD plus 5. If you want to move through it square, it's at full speed. It's at CMD plus 15. But there are
Right.
rules for this. It is Pathfinder.
Okay. So plus 15 is kind of insane.
It's pretty high.
I could probably double move and make it up to him, and then he'd have to. Yeah, he just 5 foot step away from me.
You certainly can, but what are you doing?
Yeah. All right.
It's a
So let's
6-second
go-
reaction.
So I'm gonna go ahead and acrobatics past the zombie normally to
All right.
here. We'll start with that. That's first movement.
So make me an acrobatics check. You got to beat his CMD plus 5. And for the first time, he acrobatics past somebody. He does it.
I finally did it.
As the zombie swings, you reach out, and as he reaches down, roll over his shoulders behind him. And what almost seems like a coordinated move.
All right. So now I'm gonna just go right up in that alchemist's face.
You did it. You acrobatics past something. Reno.
Muzzle move.
I saw the zombie. I'm like, finally something I can get past.
I'm gonna summon an eagle.
All right, and let me get you an eagle token. Make me a concentration check, because you did take 2 damage while you were casting, and then I'll look up the rules for it if it matters.
Actually,
you
I'm
roll,
pretty sure I took the damage before I started casting.
You
No,
were
the
casting for the entirety of
Oh.
that round, because it finishes right now at your initiative. This is when you first finish the spell, and the
Huh?
bomb happened afterward.
Concentration isn't on my list.
You click summon monster, and it'll show up with a little button that says concentration that you can click on in the chat log.
Oh, got it. Okay. give me
And
a
if you
sec.
roll really low, you obviously fail. If you're really high, you obviously pass. If you roll somewhere in the middle, I'll look up what the DC is. 17. I'm gonna look up what the DC is. I feel like that probably passes.
15 plus 2, that still passes.
Yeah, even if it's 10 plus damage taken plus spell level, so it's 13 for you. So you do manage to keep focus on the spell and summon an eagle where?
I'm gonna. Yeah, thank you, sweetheart. Behind him.
I have so many pages open for this page here. There's so many things going on. I don't know if some monster has that much range. Some monsters' range is 25 feet.
Okay, I'm here.
That's it? Just 25 feet?
It's 25 feet. Well, you finished casting here because it's before you moved. So at the opening, because it's the start of your turn, so at the opening of the hallway, right next to, oh, you can't see Dick. This 25 feet, that's as far forward as it could be, but then both you and the eagle both get a full round, so the eagle can then fly up and peck him.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just put him right here.
All right, so here's this random eagle. We're using this. That's our eagle. Eagle shadow. It's a magical shadow eagle.
Eagle
like it.
scream! Ah! Freedom!
I have one of those.
A freedom scream?
I definitely have eagle calls. All right, and
Sounds like Tweety
it's
Bird.
like a
Yeah,
chirpy
that's not the
eagle.
thing. I don't
Eagles
know
I
if
don't
that's
have
what you're
screams.
for.
I have eagle sounds. Okay, so he has 5 health and 14 AC. Let me put that on his crap. And then you want him to attack the alchemist?
Yes.
All right, I can actually just give you control of this, I think.
And I'm pretty sure eagles get like 2 peck attacks and like 1 claw
I
attack.
think it's claw peck.
Claw peck, yeah.
It is claw peck on a full attack, but it has to. If you want to attack the zombie in front of you, it can do that. But it still follows the same rules for a full attack. So if it moves, it only gets 1 attack.
Yeah, it'll have to move to get close.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It has to move anyway.
I mean,
so
well, it can 5 foot to the zombie and do its full round, but to the alchemist, it can only swing once. So it attacks at +3.
Okay.
Do you have control of the eagle, honey?
Yeah, I gave her control of the eagle.
I
She
have to
just
figure out how to
moved it
roll
there.
for it.
Just roll, either with the dice roller or commands, just roll a d20 +3, and we'll go from there.
Again, sorry.
Slash roll d20 plus 3.
Slash roll space d20 +3. Or there's a tool on the side on the little taskbar. The thing that looks like a d20 lets you roll shit.
Okay.
What is your AC, boss? It's definitely higher than 9. So it's gonna fly into his face and start pecking and clawing at him. And he's gonna throw up a hand to keep it away. What is this? Why are there birds here? And then you have your full turn still.
So, I'm gonna run up and stab the zombie with my dagger.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh god, why?
And with the 3, you don't want to touch it. It's gross. So you run up and you swipe at the zombie, but you don't manage to connect. The zombie, however, is going to attempt to swipe back as you are kind of just in front of it. What is your AC, Rena?
My AC is 18.
Is it really? Holy crap. Your AC is way higher than I thought it was. Well, with if you're at 18, then he is going to just kind of drag his claws across your armor, not able to get through and do any actual damage to you.
Okay.
And immediately after that, with another roar and a shatter of glass, the bottom tank breaks as another zombie, as a zombie jumps out of the southernmost tank, lunging towards your eagle kind of blindly, who has 14 AC because I just looked it up, because I still have its stats open. And he is absolutely gonna paddle that eagle, which has 5 HP, and he does d6 plus 4. So he's just gonna slap it out here, and your bird is gonna die across the ground, and then the summoned shadow of the bird is gonna dissipate back into the air.
Tirm?
The alchemist is going to step back, looking at Maverick, and then look down at Dick. Like, why are there tiny lawn gnomes invading my laboratory? Back, creatures! What is this? And pull out a small vial and take a sip from it. Confused, afraid, not sure what's going on. But as I can turn the eagle sounds off because that guy's dead.
No, don't Don't turn off the eagle sound.
As he drinks it, you see, in a flash of magic, a barrier of force appear in front of him. Tim.
All right, we're gonna step up and swing a big stick.
Step
And
up and
this
swing
time-
big stick.
We're not gonna miss.
That's correct. With a 14, that's exactly enough to hit the zombie through the cover around the corner and hew this thing in a single blow for 17
I'm clearing the
damage
hallway.
and bring Mr. Marrow down. Dick.
I am going. So, is there a skeleton in all three of those things?
There is a body floating in the liquid
Oh.
in all three tanks.
I
Well,
can
two
still
now
take a
because
move
one
action.
exploded. You 5-foot stepped. You can take a move action, yeah, but you can't move.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
continue, Dick.
So, can I harm the ones that are still in?
I mean, you can certainly throw bombs at the tanks and see what happens, but they seem relatively sturdy, and the other two corpses are not moving at all quite yet.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Blow up his lab, it'll probably annoy him.
He can piss this dude off.
Yeah, piss him off. Okay, I'm just going to throw a acid bolt. He just took something, and I'm like, you calling me? What are you calling me a half? Like, I'm a halfling. Thank you very much.
Very offended in his tiny form.
I'm super offended.
They can
So
throw an
I-
acid flask at him.
So I am going to throw a acid. thing of
All
acid.
right. So give me that attack roll.
So I throw this 18.
18 is absolutely going to hit him as the shield appears and splash across it as the magical field does nothing to stop the wash of acid from spraying across his body, and he is going to take 9 acid damage.
Burn this
Infuriated. This little, I'm like, like the most angry little halfling you've ever seen in your whole life.
You want to move anywhere, or is that your turn?
I know, I like it here. This is a good spot.
This is a nice place. This is a nice
I
place
like
we
this
have.
spot.
Maverick.
All right. So I'm going to. Is he holding any weapons?
He's not holding any, no, but
So
he
he's not
does.
threatening
He
his
does have a spear slung across his back. But
Okay.
he's the only thing he's done to attack you directly is draw and throw a bomb.
Okay, so he doesn't have. He's not threatening his squares around him then.
No, he's not threatening.
Okay. So I'm gonna move back here, and I will cut off his retreat, and I will go. Surrender, villain. Your. Oh.
Damn it! I had something for this. And take a swing.
Hopefully they don't notice me. Surrender, villain. Your desecration of this tomb will not go unanswered.
He's at hero mode. I like it.
And I'm
He's-
gonna whack him too because.
Yeah, because you gotta give him a whack.
Compliance.
And with a 20, you swing your mace, and it collides with the shield of force in front of him, with just barely enough power to push through and hit him for another 2 damage. He still seems like he's pretty healthy. Rena, the zombie in front of you is now dead.
Ha!
Well, it was dead before, but it's extra dead now.
Hey! Would you stop throwing poison at my friends? Here, I'll give you a taste of your own medicine, and I'll fire a crossbow bolt at him.
That's not anything like poison, but we'll take it.
It's the thought that counts.
And with a 12, yeah, that's gonna whiz right down the hall past him and Maverick, clattering against the stone in the distance.
I'll get that back later.
This new zombie, mindless, is going to shamble towards the closest target, which is Dick, and take a swing. I'm pretty sure I'm in roll a 20 range for the zombie. What's your AC?
AC is 23.
No, you can not just the 20. A 19 will also hit you.
So it's-
Sorry.
So it's +2 AC from
Shock shield.
from shield, and then reduce for a reduced person that just gives me a +2 dexterity.
Gives you +2 dex, which makes your AC go up by 1. It makes you size category smaller, which makes your AC go up by another 1.
Okay, so then it would be 25.
Okay, he is absolutely hitting you on 20s. So as he reaches down, kind of just slapping at the ground around the tiny gnome running around, he's completely unable to hit you. You're very fast. This guy, seeing that you're a bit injured, is going to step back. My research has taken me years! Did the Pharasman send you? And draw and throw another bomb. And again, what's your touch?
There's still 13.
I just forget. There's a lot of numbers that are flying around right now.
Fine, you're fine.
All right. And seemingly fairly easily at this range, he pegs another bomb directly into your chest. And as this one explodes in yet another wash of fire,
Cursed 5-foot steps.
you take 8 damage and very definitely are blasted down to the ground unconscious. Tierm.
All right.
I'm about to actually track how many bombs this dude has. He's not very high level. He's getting low. He doesn't have many.
It's alright, I've eaten
That
2 of
was
them so far.
5.
They've been
And
very
it's
effective.
difficult terrain to get past Mr. Mao and difficult terrain to get past Rena because it's 5-foot hallway and corpses are difficult terrain.
Okay, so I will double move to here.
Okay, the zombie will take a swing at you as you pass. And that's natural 1. He's actually doesn't. He's completely
He's
distracted.
so
by Dick.
distracted.
He's very distracted by the
Doesn't
tiny man he
understand.
can't smack. All right, Dick.
Okay, and none of the zombies in the glass cases are moving yet or anything,
No.
huh? Okay, so I will...
Hey,
Get
Maverick,
out.
after your heroic speech, you did at least poke him.
I am so I'm sorry, this is like a little bit out of character. So I got 1 potion from the people when we got in.
Yeah, they gave you 1 potion of healing.
Do you remember if I brought 1 with me?
I think we used that one.
Did you put
Because
gave
one
I
on
used
your
1.
sheet?
You gave 1 to me.
We
Yeah.
definitely would have put it on your sheet if you did.
Yeah, see, that's why I have 1 still on my sheet, but I don't know if I just didn't take it off.
I think you spent most of your money on a bunch of
On
Alchemist's
bombs.
Fire and Acid Flask, is what we ended up doing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I don't
Because
have
at level 1, they are literally just more bombs.
Okay. Okay. So that answers that fairly well. I will get out my crossbow and load it. 5-foot step over. 5-foot step over here.
I'm so tired. This is hard.
It's so hard.
You pull out your crossbow and pull back a bolt, and that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
2
all I can
move
do.
actions. And yeah, so you can hold on and put him in the middle of the square. I like doing that
Oh, okay.
personally.
That's what I can do.
Maverick,
Okay.
roll me a d20. Just a raw d20 for a death save. DC 11, because you only have 1 dying right now.
Alrighty.
With a 16, you stabilize, and you are just regular unconscious.
Okay.
Rena.
She looks horrified at the fact that you're on the ground. So I'm going to
I normally get right back up after that. But yeah.
I'm gonna double move and interpose myself between that guy and you.
Okay. Neither of them can. Well, the zombies used his, and the alchemist doesn't have a melee weapon out.
And I'll take a stance to prepare defend other action.
Oh, he can't reach me, so you're probably alright.
Yeah, he can't reach you. Is you move? Are you wearing medium armor?
What are you in?
Good question. I am in a buckler.
That is
No,
not
that's a
armor.
shield.
That's
Oh,
a shield.
scale mail. Sorry.
You're in scale mail. Oh, that's why your IC is so high. Yeah, so that is a double move for you.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
will double move and just
Okay.
take up position between. You can't hurt my friend.
This zombie is gonna continue just trying to slap Dick, and I'm just gonna roll it open
There
because he
seems to be a
literally
recurring theme
only
about undead
hits you
hands.
on a 20. So
Stop, Dick. Over and over again.
that's good, but I ain't gonna do it. You got 25 AC. He's getting closer. He's grazing you a bit. He's like kneeling down on the ground playing whack-a-mole with Dick running around loading
I
his
think
crossbow.
he might just be trying to cool you down, like with just a fan effect.
So the alchemist seeing that everyone is rushing into the room, by what right do you disturb my studies? And he's gonna 5-foot step over and draw the spear. So he's now armed, and with his other hand, he's gonna reach down, grab a vial covered in warning labels, and throw it back. And as you do, you will see him like Hulk. His muscles ripple and grow, and he groans a bit in pain as it strains against his armor.
Could we attack of opportunity while he chugs that?
I'm not positive if drinking a mutagen provokes, but it may. Good news, I have the alchemist page open because there's 2 of them, and I don't know how either of them work yet.
Good news.
Yeah, it's just a drink, so that provokes.
Get him here.
Can I hit the
So-
mutagen?
You get basically a sunder attempt, which if you're not trained, I don't think you can do as an AOO, because it would be sunder. It's attacking the item, so it'd be a sunder attempt.
Do I get an attack of opportunity as well?
You have a melee weapon in your hand.
Yeah, you have a bow.
Yeah, you don't get one for the same reason he hasn't got one so far.
No, she pulled out a dagger.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh,
I don't
did
have-
you?
Oh yeah, she knifed
Oh, then
the-
yeah, you get one too. Oof.
I wasn't ready for that.
You weren't ready. You weren't ready for him to go to melee. That's not what you thought was going to happen here. Both of you swing at the air. Your blows deflected by his shield of force as he downs this. And as I said, his muscles ripple and he groans in pain, clenching the spear. But it is now your full turn, Tim.
Well,
He is hulking out.
I will 5-foot step to here. And we're gonna do what the cleric of Gorham is here to do. I wasn't ready for him to do that, but now I'm ready to do this.
His name is
Roll a
Buck.
natural 1 again.
Yeah.
Why are the confirms
Oof.
rolling high? And
That
then
was a
the-
natural 1 and min damage too, even if it had hit. So once again, you just can't get around this force shield. Your weapon is too large and unwieldy to get past this magical aura he has protecting him now. Dick,
I guess I will 5-foot step up here.
around the zombie
There.
pawing at the ground.
Yeah. And try and shoot this guy that just kind of hulked out a bit.
Did the opposite of what you did.
All right,
Yeah,
so
he did.
shooting,
He is the opposite.
shooting next to the zombie is going to provoke. That's not a 20,
Okay.
so go ahead. And you take a shot, and with a 15, it again just glances off his force shield.
Okay.
Maverick
this
is
crossbow thing may not
stable,
work out.
so just kind of on the ground. Rena.
I'll take a 5-foot step here.
And there's nothing in this hallway. Again, how we talked about this before, it's multi-level. That's the outline of the rooms that are below it. This is just a straight hallway.
I want to go in his lab and just start smashing shit apart.
First of all, it's
And-
definitely not 5 feet. That's definitely 10 feet.
That was a 10-foot step. you
Okay.
just took.
A 10-foot
sorry.
step's a move action and it provokes. But you can move over towards it, and maybe you can reach the edge of his lab from there and just start
That's fine.
whacking
yeah.
shit. Just want to start destroying shit on his desk.
Yes.
Fuck this guy. It's not about winning, it's about sending a message.
Yes.
Alright. Zombie's gonna continue trying to slap some dick. Not a 20. He's getting so many good rolls.
He's getting a lot of good rolls.
It turns around. He's gonna 5-foot step back and trying to kind of interpose himself here. What are you doing? You at the clerics, I know it! And lash out towards you with his spear. And let me get back to his statos. He's gonna buff again, but you gotta be an asshole so he has to start hitting you. What's your AC 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In a pure state of fury, he is going to stick the spear entirely through Rina for 25 damage.
Oh my god!
How good are ×3?
And you are definitely dying. Tim.
Dying 3?
Dying
only
2. She's dying 2. She's wounded 1, so she's got dying 2.
Oh, didn't he crit?
Oh yeah, he crit. You went down to a crit. You are at dying 3. You're right. Crits give you an extra rank of dying, so you are actually 1 roll away from dying outright to that stab.
Oh my goodness.
Tyr.
To get to here, I would have to move, correct?
Yes,
And he has not AO'd.
he is not.
All right.
And the
so
one time you've seen him swing the spear in Hulk mode, he stuck it entirely through your fucking oracle.
Jesus.
I'm going to channel Gorham's might one last time.
You don't have selective channel, do you?
Nope.
But it is going to get your friends up.
Exactly.
2 is up. That will...
And I'm going to move to here to try and distract him long enough to get my teammates out of the way.
All right, so Maverick and Rena, you awaken on the ground. Rena, above you, honestly, in phenomenal pain. Now prone instead of unconscious or dying. And he is going to turn to you and take a stab with the spear as well, trying to keep you back out of his goddamn laboratory. What's your AC?
16.
And he is going to quite easily stick the spear through you as well. He does not seem at all like he is a slouch in using this. And with 11 damage, you immediately go down.
Oh my god. Ah, how horrifying.
He doesn't want your fuckers in his lab, clearly. Dick.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so I just see him skewer one, skewer the other.
down.
Jeez.
Like,
And Rena's still down, so I don't know if
yeah,
I
Rena and Maverick
could...
are still down bleeding on the floor. Like, you don't at a glance know they're alive.
Well, I know exactly. So I
Yeah.
don't know that she is alive. So I guess I will throw a bomb at him and kill everyone.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fine.
such is life.
Such is life.
So, you throw a bomb out towards the crazed alchemist in his lab.
Can I throw it past him?
And you crit him
Wow.
with a nat 20 and a 16 to confirm versus his touch. Your bomb explodes right at the top of his chest, splashing his fire all over his chest and face. And with 11 fire damage, he drops the spear, raising his hands, screaming, and sinks down to the ground.
Oh, thank God.
Dear God. All right.
But doesn't-
However, that
there's
does
left-
take Rena down
Can Rena
back
take
to dying.
Can she take a save to half the damage and stay
She
at
has
0?
2 health, and half is 2. Half is actually 4 because that was a crit.
Oh.
So, actually, I don't think that doubles the crit, but regardless, half
I
is
think
2,
she-
which knocks her out again anyway.
Wouldn't that put you to staggered?
If we're using second edition's dying, yeah, I'll let it go staggered. If we're using second edition dying goals, yeah, we'll let it go staggered. That's fine. You're staggered. Staggered and prone. That
You
does.
gotta make the save.
Yeah. Reflex save.
Yeah, you do have to make the reflex save. That will, however. What's the DC on the bombs?
What's Deke's difficulty?
This is...
Bomb.
Is this on the bomb?
Yeah, bomb DC is 10 plus half level, so 0 plus int modifier.
Int modifier is 3.
It's 13! You're alive! You're alive!
I knew.
Maverick, the zombie is still slamming at the ground, but as you awaken, you see an explosion of fire. Rena and Tyrm visibly dead next to you,
Oh my God.
and the alchemist fall back into his lab in the explosion.
Oh God. This is not okay. Kind of peering down the hallway. No, I don't like what's down there.
Don't worry
Alright.
about what's down there.
I'm not.
Don't worry about what's down the hall. Worry about this.
Alright. Alchemist just got blown up. My friends are all dead. All that's left is Deke, who's pawing this zombie. can I acrobatics to kip up without losing movement?
You cannot know.
Oh, okay.
You can stand up as a move action.
Gotcha. All right. How many daggers do I have on me?
More daggers.
I
don't have that many. I think I've only got 2, so I'm down to 1.
Or you could try to stabilize one of us.
Actually,
You're technically conscious. You would say that Rena
fine.
is conscious next to you. She'd start stirring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're conscious. You got healed up. You didn't get put back to dead. You're at 0. You're staggered, which means you only get 1 action instead of standard and a move. But you are alive, conscious, in great pain at 0 health and staggered. But you're up though. Alive is the important word.
I am gonna get back up, kind of pull myself up to my feet, shaking my head, and I'm gonna try to whip a dagger down to hit that zombie. I got my last dagger for that.
Toss the knife. Zombie's incredibly distracted with Dick, not paying attention.
Distracted enough to maybe.
I will literally give you sneak attack on this. Like he's not looking at you.
Ah!
Oh, man.
Another.
I will clatter off the wall behind him. So, Rena, you're down. You're staggered because you only get 1 action. You have 0 health. If you take anything, it's a standard action. You resume dying. You pass out and start bleeding out.
Do you have any spells?
Unless
left
that standard action heals you, in which case, obviously, not staggered anymore.
Yeah, I will cast Virtue on myself.
Oh, that's it. Temporary.
A temp HP is not going to stop you from passing out because it doesn't actually heal you at all. Temp HP is weird. And I don't think you have any cures left or a potion.
I don't know. I had a potion.
Well, you can lay there.
I think we used it for something.
I think it got used last session. The 1 potion you had to heal somebody. This zombie is gonna continue trying to slap Dick, and if there is justice in this world, dang it, Dick. There's justice in the world. He's just gonna flatten this dumb little gnome.
So I'm gonna walk. Now that I've seen that other guy, he just burned. I'm gonna walk right under this guy, put my hand straight up into his groin, and dispel my shield. Like full fist pump or fist punch.
I'm not sure you can reach his groin with the current height.
Excuse me, of course I can. I have my ladder. Shake my ladder out.
So,
put it down. Walk up the stairs.
As you discharge your shock shield in a blast of lightning, you and the zombie both need to make a reflex save.
Oh my god.
Zombie fails.
15.
You pass the DC. Well, click it. It should say the DC when you click it in chat. When you click in the shock shield.
Oh. Okay.
If not, it's listed under your first level spells.
Yeah, I can.
DC's 14, so you're good. So I guess you just have to manually roll the D6 because that's not rolling for the damage. So you're gonna take half.
Okay.
And he's gonna take the whole of the D6. That's 6! This alchemical zombie is weakened from coming out of the tank. It only has half HP. I think we kind of covered it already, but what do you do?
Yeah, I walk up to him. He's like totally useless. He's so slow. I just like shake out my ladder staircase here, march up to it, and just full fist punch up, and it dispels my shield.
And as you blast up the shield, taking 3 damage yourself, the 6 electrical damage is enough to take down this newborn alchemical zombie. And it straightens up right from the shock and then just collapses over on the ground.
Oh my gosh. That was quite the fight.
That was miserable.
Why?
But
Hiram?
Hiram, you're fired.
with a heal check, you would determine that Tiram has died.
What?
The splash, he was at dying 3, the splash from your bomb put him to dying 4 and killed him.
Oh.
But
Well,
he died saving 2 people's lives.
In battle.
You're fired. Useless.
Well, he is fired because he's dead. He's definitely dead.
Definitely dead.
Dead!
Rihanna just keeps hitting his chest. Come back, damn it! Come back!
I used everything, I died in combat, and I saved people's lives.
Gorm is pleased.
At 0 health, still staggered, you are barely able to stand
Oh god.
Rena.
I'm gonna start
But
rooting through this
you
alchemist
hear,
map.
as you move over immediately, you hear a voice from down the hall. There's a
Oh,
woman
God.
that even from this distance is clearly unliving, sitting in a bed with 2 skeletons posted at the foot. Calls down the hallway to you. Is it over?
Not
Come
just
here!
yet.
I can't see well with this distance. My eyes, please. Come here.
Sure. I'll be right there. Sure. Okay, is there any healing potions around here?
As you root around this laboratory. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Rooting around here, I'll just give you what he has. You find 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds.
Oh,
He
cool.
has on him 2 more Alchemist's Fire, 3 more bombs that you would have to discern his own formulas to figure out how to use, 2 acids, a Tanglefoot bag, 2 Thunderstones, 2 smoke sticks, Masterwork studded leather, a +1 spear, and his formula book.
Ooh.
This is the end of the campaign, so don't worry about most of that.
Okay.
But you have 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds.
Yes.
All right.
And that Masterwork studded leather sounds really nice too.
Probably worse than Scale Melt, but
Probably worse than Scale.
Oh, you're probably right.
it's probably an upgrade for Maverick, who I think is wearing regular studded leather.
Yeah, he is.
So that is
Let's give one of those cure lights to Rihanna to get her back up.
all right.
It's
D8 plus 1.
Plus 1.
Yep. So is that for you?
5.
No, that's for Rihanna because I gotta.
Oh,
I've
so-
gotta
okay.
administer.
So Rena heals for 5, still very much injured and still with a gaping wound in her torso. It does heal her up a decent amount and does a good job of closing it.
I guess I'll take the other one since I'm now our frontline fighter.
And you hear again calling out from the back, please! Sylvanus is no friend of mine. No longer. And you take this potion and actually heal completely to full.
Yeah.
So your wounds close back around to crossbow bolts that in your body entirely.
Oh, should have taken the opportunity to pull him out while I was wounded.
So I can go down there and like talk to her and then like escape if need be because I'm still quite small.
All right, let's have you do that. I'm fine with that.
Alright, so Dick approaches down the hallway.
Ah!
And as you get
So
closer, you
creepy
can
looking.
see that this woman
Yeah.
is very much a dead with with half the
Yeah.
flesh on her head and her neck and her shoulder rotted away.
Gross.
The chamber she's laying in is very well furnished, with a vaulted ceiling, and unlike all the rest of the ossuary, it's very clearly lived in. Several lit candelabras illuminate old tapestries hanging from the walls. It's a bit warmer than the rest of the dungeon has been, and there's even a threadbare carpet across the floor. A few pieces of furniture, chairs and tables, and armoire flank a large canopied bed with a mound of lumpy pillows atop satin sheets, where this woman currently sits. The 2 skeletons in front of you, if they hear your approach, do not turn to engage you at all. They simply stand there, waiting, watching the woman.
Salutations. Lovely weather we're having.
Please. I don't know who sent you or for what cause. My name is Esme. I'm Corvosan, Esme Verisi.
Well, what are you doing here, Esme? What happened? What happened with this man that we found?
This is a long story. To cut this short, saved me in a way. I had a disease, some kind of magical infection that turned my flesh like you see now while I was still living.
Oh.
Doctors couldn't help. The priests were unable to do anything. I did what I felt I had to do. I traveled to Kaer studied under powerful necromancers, trying to learn the art to stave off my own death, but I barely trained in magic. I was new to my wizardly studies, a freshman at best. I can't handle much more than the first level of spells. This was beyond me, but I met Svelinus, that alchemist, and in his studies, he stopped its spread. But in the weeks and months since, he's lost himself, truly. Putting him down was a mercy, if nothing else. I don't know if the Pharasmans above sent you or for what purpose, but please, I will leave. I mean no harm.
Of course. There's a hidden exit that can get you out past the Pharasmans.
I'll take the stairs back to Svelenius' quarters above. From there, I'll leave Kaer if need be. Just, I want to wash my hands of this as I can. I know I am undead. If you're Pharasman, I know your beliefs, but I'm begging you.
And your little the friends here with the bony guys.
These are my handmaidens. They answer to me. Svelenius gave me their control. They're just here to tend to me.
Well,
They won't attack unless I tell them to.
Well,
Not our problem.
well, we're not. The Pharasmans have hired us to investigate their crypt. But if you're willing to leave, then I don't
none of
think
our
there's
business
any
what you do.
concern what you do. I feel terrible for your situation.
But their god is not ours, so.
Were my royal family still intact, I would be more than happy to transport you wherever you need to go.
Yeah, please don't get him started.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to escape. If the Pharasmans find me, I know I'll be destroyed, but if that is not the god that you worship, then this is the greatest stroke of luck, possibly since I found Svelenius and the cure to this disease.
I'm just gonna offhand just seems motive just to make out. Well, no. She's
Well,
very
with the two,
believable.
she seems totally sincere.
She's super believable. She's got a great sob story. I like it.
Just get out of here and try not to cause any more trouble.
None of this is my creation. This is all Svelenius. He's lost himself to this work, and he's injured you clearly, but there's nothing my magic can do against that. I know nothing of healing.
We'll manage okay. We appreciate the, but do you know why Svelenius came down here of all places? It seems if you found him in the city, then he had apportionments up there.
I met him studying under the necromancers. He was a Pharasman cleric.
Oh.
Talk about your fallen.
Well, he tried to explain this to me. These creations are not products of necromancy and magic. They're given new life via alchemy. It's not the same. Their souls are not blocked from the boneyard. They're not stolen back and bound to the tatters of their corpses. They've been alchemically reanimated. But he would have to explain it now, and if he's not still chasing you, I imagine that's beyond his abilities.
Somehow I doubt the Pharasman order.
Potato.
They certainly did not share his views. He was exiled and retreated down here. He knew they kept many bodies in the ossuaries here and above. He knew how to get to them, and he wanted to spite the church as he could in his studies. But he's grown wild and distant, and it seems like you've dealt with him and have no further concerns here. Just... And she turns to two skeletons. Lulu, Fiona, we're leaving. And the two skeletons...
Fiona, very good day.
Cricky, get the
A
bag.
bit. And she's, if you'll allow me a moment to gather some of my things here, just what I can carry, you'll be rid of me for good.
Of course.
Sure. We'll probably go back somewhere else.
Well, we'll we'll go ahead
We'll
and make
escort
sure
her
that,
to the exit.
Well, we'll make sure Spolonius didn't leave any other surprises down here. And,
The exit she wants to use is just the staircase that you passed and while you were charging towards Svelenius in the first place.
That's fine.
So that leads up to the surface and up to Svelenius's quarters. And she's not going far. It's a safe exit you can also use back into Kaer Magaw if you wish to leave.
You know,
Yeah,
since
that's a
our
good idea.
chimes don't work, they give us faulty
They gave us
chime.
times.
And then
So,
all
yeah,
that would be left to do is make your way back to the Pharasmins and the church.
Be like,
and-
all right, we solved your problem. Your bells don't work.
Yeah, your potions are
Your
super
potions
faulty,
are
by the
watered
way.
down and trash.
But we took out your garbage, so where's our money?
And Tyr died in the line of battle. We'll have to return his body to his order, and that he can be properly buried, possibly in this ossuary if the Pharasmins do it.
But that is the end of the Godsmouth Heresy. And with Svelenius defeated and Tyr falling gloriously in fucking battle, and Gorham more than proud of what he's done here, you have stopped the disappearing of the bodies from the ossuaries. Svelenius was entirely behind that. Searching through his lab, you find a few more things of interest. The entire thing has a wide array of concoctions, tinctures, extracts, and alchemical tools like alembics and retorts that all together form a full alchemist's lab if you wish to haul them all together and bring them out. But he also has a very interesting book, which claims itself to be a holy Pharasmin text. But flipping through it seems to be where he gained many of his beliefs. It's called the Chemistry of Life and Death, and is a heretical sect of Pharasmin worship that believes that alchemical reanimation is something entirely separate and is no offense to the goddess of fate, life and death.
Whatever, weird girl.
That
Are
sounds like
you
we
going
might-
to tell the Pharasmins that you found this?
The heretical text? That's a good question. I wonder if it has a good resale. It makes a lot of undead, though. It's
Yeah,
probably
let's
dangerous.
give it back to them.
If you
I
tell them of its existence, they will pay you another 250 gold to take that book
that sounds
Yeah.
good.
so that it can
Done.
be destroyed.
Yeah,
They
and
will
actually,
give you
probably
a
what we should
lot
do is-
more money.
What we should do is actually make several trips from here up to the surface to kind of ferry up all the valuables and.
Well, since you have a
swirl-
second exit, you could do that.
We will
Esme, if you were
explore-
you're going back through Esme's house, which she's not going to be very happy about. But if she realizes you're not going to leave her alone after the second trip, she'd be gone, along with her skeletal handmaidens. And you can ferry out much of this furniture, much of these valuables here without going through the ossuary, and easily fetch another 500 gold
Let's
for
do it.
Do it.
the
We have to-
rich
we have to
furnishings
steer
of
him a
her
proper
chambers.
send-off, too.
So,
We're
let's
gonna get so trashed.
let's give you the conclusion here. Let me see, because there's a couple different endings depending on what you do. The Tengus are still alive, and it is very possible that if you wish to explore further, you did in your journeys find a couple of areas of the ossuary you hadn't explored yet. With you surviving and the Tengus having at least seen the riches, they would be more than happy to join you if you wanted to continue through your new entryway to continue to explore and press your luck further. But if you want to wash your hands of this place entirely, that's certainly understandable. Now at Kaer Magaw, there are some great monastic libraries of the Thoracic Spire who would be very interested in the contents of the ancient archives where you fought the flamethrower rune, and would be more than willing to hire you to go back down and bring out more of
No.
those massive texts.
That
We should
sounds
freaking,
like a plan.
Farm this place.
Though Yurix is
Yeah.
completely full of shit and couldn't read anything, she wasn't wrong. They're incredibly valuable, but not for any of the reasons that she guessed. Dick, the knowledge contained in Chemistry of Life and Death is something that could be useful to you. You could use this to learn to create alchemical undead before you turn it over to the Pharasmins if you wanted to.
Well, you never acknowledge that you can never know too many things.
You won't get the 250 gold if you don't give it to the Pharasmins.
Well, can I look at it and then give it to the Pharasmins? I mean,
It's
I
quite a
am
hefty
very-
text. It would take some time to copy down, like days, if not weeks.
Can I copy down, like... What if I just read the general gist of it? I'm a smart guy. I'm very smart.
It's going to take
Know a lot of
you
things.
years of study to apply the practices in chemistry of life and death.
Okay, fine. They can have
Though,
the book.
Actually, at the
250
bottom
gold, I
here,
can
if you did
figure it out
not kill
myself.
Esme Verisi, she has nowhere to go. And she realizes this relatively quickly. And after a few weeks, especially if you're still visiting the ossuary and using your fucking house to get down there, she would make contact again. Now, she doesn't regret anything that she did, even helping and enabling Sylvanus. She's not evil, and that is fairly rare among undead. She is not evil, and she holds nothing against you, and could possibly be an ally in your journeys below, and she knows much more about the ossuary than you do, at that lower level, having lived there for several months.
But does she know more than the goblin snake?
I don't know.
Definitely knows more than the goblin snake. She is also a first level necromancer, so she is also a level 1 wizard that can help you out doing stuff. Like, she's fully capable of defending herself. She's not trash.
We'll keep her away from house cats.
And she would certainly be helpful in guiding you through the ossuary if you wish to bring her with you.
Sure, I'll use some like Vicks stuff under my nose to make sure the smell doesn't get on my nerves.
Tyrm, of course, passed gloriously in battle. Give us your epilogue, comrade.
Well, I would imagine waking up in the equivalent of Valhalla with more iron.
I'm actually Googling what afterlife you go to if you
Yeah.
worship Gorham. I have no idea.
It's gotta be Valhalla. How do you not get Valhalla with Gorham?
Let's see, there's either 72 virgins or 71 Virginians waiting for him, depending on who you believe.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
reference.
You would probably go to the Maelstrom, realistically, which is the opposite of Axis. It's the plane of pure chaos. And,
I'm so tired.
but gods have no power here, so I don't know if that's somewhere you would go. Gorham does not, as far as I can see, have his own particular afterlife, so I'm not positive. So yeah, go crazy. Nothing written I can see about what happens in the afterlife of Gorham.
I would imagine if Gorham has its own specific plane of chaos and war, then that's where you would end up. And it's just going to be the equivalent of a war planet from Khorne's worshippers. This constant fighting, battle, war, all day, every day, reviving, fighting, battle, war.
Nick, he literally goes to the combat dimension.
He literally goes to
He
the
goes
combat.
to the combat dimension. He does, in fact,
Not
go...
stacking up on alchemist bombs.
It could be Elysium, perhaps.
Elysium?
Elysium's way too fucking peaceful.
No. He wants the slithering gibberers from the
Yeah,
combat
you're gonna
dimension.
go to a place
Don't
where you're
defend
literally
it.
just fighting for the rest of time. It might be technically Elysium, but I'm
Nah.
not sure. You might be in a subplane of Elysium beneath Gorham, as Gorham is fucking proud of your
You're
death
gonna fight
there.
this guy.
That was glorious. You're gonna fight that weird slithering thing and kill it eternally until the end of time. Until you get tired of killing, which with your death will probably never happen. But
Oh, and it absolutely has to have wild magic in that domain.
Yeah, you
That's
can fight
Elysium.
this guy if you get tired.
it's definitely Elysium. So that's a pretty fucking good first little 3-session campaign for this group, I think. I'm pretty happy with that. It kept you guys up super late tonight because I was peeing for an hour before we could start going. But I wanted to get to the wrap up there once we got to the Alchemist because that's the end. That's it. You left a great amount of the ossuary unexplored, including the massive central chamber that the adventure very much assumes will be one of the first rooms you walk into, which has no less than 8 connections to other areas of the ossuary as a nexus that lets you get around and explore it all very easily. Never fucking set foot in that place, so...
Fuck that shit. We don't believe in central locations.
Mm-hmm.
We could have
Let
been
me-
done with this within the first hour. Or we could clear the entire thing, have a glorious ending,
Let
and
me
be satisfied.
go ahead and just, because
Here,
we're
here.
done now.
And we got to make friends with the lying snake. which was my favorite part of the session, personally.
That was
That
pretty
was
awesome.
pretty
That was
freaking
a very
beautiful.
cool snake.
All right, dynamic lighting is disabled, so I don't know why you can't see the entire map now.
So when do we start our?
Turn on global illumination.
I can see the whole map.
Global. Well,
So when
dynamic
do we
light's not
start our
on.
real game?
Well, that's the question. That's what we got to get to. We gotta. Well, second edition's got to come out first. Do I have to like leave it and refresh it? Maybe if I pull us back over here in the Mecha Crossing, you'll see everything. There it is.
Hey.
So I
There's the
think I
entirety
signed
of
my
the
NDA.
ossuary.
I think.
But when second edition actually comes out, we can definitely do a quick like intro campaign, just like another like Godsmouth kind of really short thing to get used to the system. And then we have a
Yeah.
choice. There's either an adventure that comes out with it that is the Fall of Plaguestone, which I imagine is going to be Dragon's Demandy, in that it's like probably 6 to 12 sessions. It's decent. You will, I imagine, level up a few times, not just be a level 1 shit fiesta like Godsmouth Heresy is. But otherwise, there is a whole ass adventure path called the Age of Ashes, and the first
Now that
book.
sounds.
The first book of that comes out with the release too, and that'll be a full 1 to 20 adventure path. It's like, if you guys want to commit, in my experience, running adventure paths typically takes 12 to 18 months. Like, that'll be a long-term campaign.
I love that idea.
I'm super down with that, but I want to play something smaller first because none of us are going to have any system mastery second, and I don't want to end up with characters we don't end up enjoying playing. But
Sure.
That sounds like fun.
first of all, here's this gigantic fucking central chamber that connects to everything.
Dude,
like a
you're
gazillion secret doors all over the
you're
place.
just jealous that we found the combat dimension without you.
That room has 12 doors. 8 of them are secret because every statue has one behind it. Do you have any questions about the campaign or things that could have happened before we close the book on the Godsmouth ossuary here?
I think everything that happened should have happened and happened exactly as it should have.
I think it's a pretty fucking good time, honestly. I
How
think
the
it's-
fuck do you open up the door with the face on it?
Up here?
Yeah.
You do
Up
not.
left.
That's beyond the scope of the adventure.
Oh.
Okay.
What were the effects of the statue?
The statue does one of 6 things at complete random. 3 of them are good, 3 of them are bad. And the knowledge check you failed to know what that fucking god is that the statue is of is Lysala, which is the goddess of runes and fate. What like the prime deity of Thessalonian worship. And the 6 results are
Who's Zeus?
she's kind of Zeus. But the 6 results are you get either Flare, so you're dazzled, Lullaby, so you save her sleep, or Touch of Fatigue, which is your first one, save her fatigued, or Guidance, +1 to roll in the next minute, Resistance, +1 to saving throws, or Virtue, +1 temp health.
So shit, or nothing.
Well, they last until a combat. They don't last their normal durations.
Oh, okay.
And if you have been granted a boon by this statue, you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls against the Rune Guardian and the Stone Library. Because
okay.
that is a Thessalonian construct.
Interesting.
You guys found and managed to make the spellcraft to identify the +1 whip that floats automatically with +10 to hit and fights for you, and then just didn't fucking use it. Like,
Serum didn't really.
I didn't have a good opportunity to use it outside of my first turn, but I forgot to use it on my first turn, so it didn't matter.
it attacks automatically, and if it hits, it automatically tries to grapple. That thing would have fucking tied up for Alchemist while you just stood around in a circle and kicked him to death. Like,
I mean, that's what happens when you're playing Fight the Boss at 11:30, and I've been awake since
that's
6.
fair. Yeah, that is definitely the most powerful thing you can find in here to help you, because he is a very overtuned fight for level 1 characters. But you're supposed to get a bunch of stuff to help you. You have the whip token, There's another thing that's that basically does summon monsters, a standard action once. There's a potion of Eagle Splendor. There's a couple buff potions hidden around.
Good, I need that Eagle Splendor.
What is that mirror room?
The mirror room, if you walk into either one of them and close the door, absolutely nothing will happen.
Oh, okay.
But when you, at any point after you've left, after you get over the kind of confusion about you're not going to, wait, hold on, you got kind of turned around, DC 15 perception check will tell all of you that you are now flipped. All of you will have become left-handed if you were right-handed. Any features would have swapped sides. It just mirrors you.
Huh. That's cool.
It's pretty neat, but does nothing functionally.
Gotcha.
This statue, the 8th statue down here in the corner, is a statue of Pharasma. Touching that one gives you a caster level 10 aid spell cast on you.
Huh.
Which gives you 1d8 plus 10 temporary HP, just which would significantly over double most of your health. That's the second most powerful thing in here you can get to fight Svelenus.
We fought him with nothing.
You fought him with basically none of the things you were supposed to have. This guy in here in this little tomb is a turbo skeleton, who the downside is he probably would have killed you. The upside is he has a +1 weapon and +1 armor.
that none of us could use.
Yeah, none of you have martial proficiency, so you've just been really sad. But
That's who
used
you
the
use the whip on.
You could have used +1 armor, probably. He's probably about as hard as Svelenus. He's a fucking bitch. You fight him in that little dumbass room, and he has a Ransur, which is a reach weapon. So you have to provoke to get melee range of him.
I'm proud.
And he
fought
uses his
the final
AOS to
boss
disarm like an asshole.
with like no spells, no utility, no anything, and we still beat him.
Yeah, that fucking dick god crit into his face for 11 damage is pretty solid.
I am, in fact, the best, actually.
Deke
You
is
know.
the best. Deke
You
is the
guys
best.
did
I
some
am
pretty
the
good
best- I am
damage
the
to him
best dick.
beforehand. He's got a pretty good amount of HP. He's a 3rd level alchemist. So he's a 3rd level alchemist with ads. And
Well, he insulted me right when I got in, and I'm like,
you fought
excuse
him
me?
in the worst conceivable way, which is running down the hall screaming, engaging while you're all clumped up in a 5-foot hallway. He does not attack you on sight. You walk in the room and Mr. Marrow turns around and goes, "Duh." He's like, "What? You leave, I'm busy. I'm like, doing things, please fuck off." So you can all, be in the room and position
But, like,
before you
Derek
start.
literally just like I've walked up and just like put them into a Nelson and just carried them out of the freaking place.
Basically. Ah.
well,
See,
we
the
better
problem
let
here,
you
You got
guys
a
go
cleric
to
and
sleep.
Gorham.
Yeah, never
Don't-
bring a Gorham, ever.
Nothing sneaky. No sneaky beaky.
Y'all sneaky, we're fighting. But it was a great fucking time.
It was
I had
great.
fun. We
Updated, guys.
Yeah,
will
you better
figure
go.
out. Yeah,
Thanks for
definitely
staying
go.
up,
It's
though.
late as fuck. Yeah, thank you for
thank
staying
I had a
with
great
us.
time.
In future, you can definitely say I gotta go. It's late as shit. But appreciate you sticking with us. I'll figure out in the group chat what we want to do in the future.
Yeah.
We
Just
literally
goblins?
have 1 week until 2nd edition is like out and available.
That's
So-
enough time to learn it.
Well, yeah, enough time to learn it. Yeah, so if we could, if you want to not play next week, and then I can try and put together like a shitty one-off to try and just get grasps of it afterwards. We can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, kind of like a boot camp.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So everyone can have like a dumpster level 1 character like this you don't give a shit about to just try stuff out and kind of get the mechanics in mind.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
it works for me.
But yes, chat, I am certainly going to hop off. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for putting up with the hour delay before the stream went live. I had the shittiest fucking medical issue that happens sometimes. But we are going to go. It's 10 and I'm hungry. Good night, everybody. I will
night.
see you all tomorrow for the regular stream.
Well, cool. Well, we